city, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the heaven lies fight. For the ramparts we watch were so gallantly seen, and the rocket's red glare, the bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, ladies, for the help.
Two Berkshire, class 2. Be ready to go.
like to welcome everyone to the Arizona National Market Hog Show today, and I sure think a great way to start. There's 6 Berkshires out here that all have quality, and I think as you try to set the standard for the day and get started, a lot of give and take within these particular barrows out here. We got a really good built one that you have to ask if there's enough muscle. Got a real stout featured one here that's just a little disappointing when he goes away in terms of shape and squareness. Then you got a big muscle hog that's maybe just a little odd build on both ends of his skeleton. And how do you put the pieces of the puzzle together out here today to start? I think as we keep the market hog fundamentals of shape, muscle, and just really a bold, fresh look, I'm going to call the young man's barrow down here our class winner, the blue checkered shirt here. I think this barrow has the most look when you come through his head, through his neck, and then you get back on top of him. He's without a doubt the market hog of the group in terms of shape and muscle. With that stated, I think he's a little quick in his hip. He's a little awkward in his step off of his right hind, but I think relative to his contemporaries, he offers the most value. I like the little guy's barrow here in second, lightest weight barrow in class, really good on the profile, nice build, good bone, good feature. When he goes away for a lightweight Berkshire, I want to have just a little more natural shape, muscularity. The barrow that comes in third, as we said earlier, the big, stout, powerful skeleton barrow. This view right here, I want to see just a little more impressive shape right on the back of his shoulder. Square his hock up when he goes away just a shade if we could. The barrow that comes in four, without a doubt, is the power muscle hog within the group. Bold, stout, big skeleton and massive muscle. I think he's a little coarse, he's a little round on both ends of his skeleton. Want to fix his right hind if we could just a bit. Next barrow coming out, really good, practical, comfortable barrow out here up front. A little scissor-legged behind and then just a little nondescript when he goes right away. On our final barrow, if you look at the width and spread this guy's got up high, it looks apparently big and bold, but it doesn't match in the ground in terms of his foot size and shape. Want to lean him up just a shade if we can. Nice class of barrows. Let's congratulate him with a nice round of applause as we get started this morning.
First place was Rhett Pursley. Second place, Kylie Orr. Third place, Ethan McKeever. Fifth place, Kylie Orr. Sixth place, Victor Cuevas. Congratulations, everyone. We're ready for class 2, then we'll have our final drive for the books. You know, before we get started here with our visiting, I would like to take just a minute and introduce our judge, Dr. Mark Hogue. Dr. Hogue is our junior market swine judge for our 2018 Arizona National Livestock Show. He's originally from Cambridge, Illinois, growing up with a diversified livestock background showing cattle, hogs, and sheep. Pursued interest in animal science and livestock judging throughout his college, attending Blackhawk East Community College and then the University of Illinois. From there, he attended Iowa State University for his master's degree in animal breeding. And while at Iowa State, Dr. Hogue coached the livestock judging team, advised students, and taught classes in animal science. He found interest in teaching and research, decided to pursue his PhD in animal breeding at Michigan State. While at Michigan State, he had the opportunity to join the staff at Western Illinois University, Macon, Illinois, where he's now the Associate Professor of Agriculture as well as the livestock judging coach. Dr. Hogue likes judging livestock, shows to monster buck hunting minus the gun, and he travels the country to find the rare creatures that you would be proud to take photos of and put them on your wall. Please help me welcome our judge this morning, Dr. Mark Hogue. I don't know who wrote that, sir, but I read it. I hope half of it's true.
Some of it. Yeah, wow, that was, hey, okay. Anyway, that was an interesting introduction. I'm sure it was some paperwork that I was supposed to fill out and didn't, and so somebody just created some stuff. Anyway, we're gonna set monster buck hunting aside for now and sort some Berkshires, and I really like these three. And what's interesting is each one of these three are distinctively different. Yes, they're all pedigree Berkshires, but they're very different in terms of how they present themselves out here. I'm big when that gate opens, that first impression is important, and I think your heavyweight Berkshire bear comes out of the holding pen like a class-winning bear should in terms of boldness of blade, bigness of forearm, and stoutness. And I think the bear gets out here, and I think he's athletic in his range of motion. I think he's bold, he's stout, he's powerful. Maybe not the sexiest down his top line, but I think he's the most utility out here. Young lady's bear right here in front of me is going to start our class. He carries the most volume of muscle and as athletic as any. She gets off his head and you get just a little odd right out of his shoulder, but I think that's a small tree in a big forest. The pretty bear that I really want to use a lot of things about is going to be second over here, the young man's got. This is the profile bear, this is the pattern and the symmetry bear. Problem is when he comes at me, his form's not big enough, his blade's not bold enough, and as a result, I want to see this view right here just a little stronger, but I like his composition, I like his proportionality. That's a high quality Berkshire bear in second. The bear that comes in third, big top, big muscle, big hip. This guy moves a little bit like a chicken on a hot plate off of his front feet. He's a little jammed up there, a little crusty in terms of his neck, and sometimes Berkshires will get built just a little bit that way up front. Now to get past that, I think that bear's got a tremendous amount of value in his top shape and his power, hip and hand. Really good bear. I'm worried about his endurance. Love the profile of the bear that comes in fourth. This young lady does a great job. Really an attractive, flexible, sound skeleton bear. The question is, we want him sound, we want him athletic, but what are we willing to sacrifice in terms of shape and muscle? I need just a little more shape, a little more power down that bear's top line. The bear that comes in five, a little dingier appearing bear today, a big stout front-legged bear, just needs more shape when you get right on top of him. Great class here in our heavyweight Berkshire Bear Drive.
That may be the best thing in the whole week.
Did you do that? No. That was good.
Hey, and we got that on film, dude.
First place in that class was Katie Howell. Second place, JT Stinson. Third place, Cody Loganville. Fourth place, Kendra Bliss. And fifth place, Lane Gardner. We're ready for our final drive for our Berks. So we'll have our first place hogs come out. Rhett Parsley and Kylie Orr. Excuse me, Rhett Parsley and Katie Howell.
Well, good morning from Phoenix, Arizona. I apologize for being a little late getting started here with our commentating on Facebook Live, but for those of you that were watching, we just had quite an entertaining introduction to judge, Dr. Mark Hogue. Somehow somebody got the bios for the judges on the bottom part mixed up, and Dr. Hogue didn't even know that he was a monster buck hunter without the gun. So you should have saw the look on his face, and I hope you did. So hopefully he'll go back and rewatch this thing. It was awesome. But we're on our second class of Berkshires here, for our Berkshire Drive. Actually, we've been through 2 classes of Berkshire, so we've got the 1349 in the ring. And maybe I don't, that young man doesn't have the correct back tag number on. I know we've got down there on the far end, we got JT Stinson, and we'll listen to Dr. Hogue.
I think a very, very high set here in your Berkshire Drive as we try to put pieces of the puzzle together and start our day off in the right direction, at least from my standpoint. Our 2 class winners out here, maybe a little different. They're kind, but I sure think as you study them individually, there's a lot of value there. I wanted to bring the 2 second place bears out just to see how they fit into the pattern in the picture. What's interesting is both class winners have more muscle shape than what our respective second place bears do. The second place bears are really good in their build and design, just don't know where they're going to be in terms of total volume. You put the pieces together, and in my opinion, the champion Berkshire bear exemplifies a heavyweight, powerful, big rib kind, and I think then for reserve, I want to go ahead and keep a pair together that I thought were close within class and really like a lot of value that this bear presents. Congratulations to all 4. Help me congratulate the 2 heavyweight champion reserve Berkshires will be your heavyweights.
That'll be our champion Berkshire, Katie Howe from Oregon, and reserve is JT Stinson from California. Congratulations. We are now ready for our first class of Chester White Hogs. Chester White Hogs.
Our Berkshire Drive, our champion Berkshire, was exhibited by Katie Howe from Central Point, Oregon, hog bred by Otten Walters and sired by Keep Talkin'. Reserve also was our heavyweight, driven by JT Stinson from Arboga, California, also bred by Otten Walter, sired by Keep Talking.
Interesting how that pair went together with they're both on the same sire. It shows consistency.
Yep, absolutely. Litter mates, so that's a good thing. We're now on our Chester Whites. We've got, looks like 2 classes of Chester Whites here this morning. Minor breeds are a lot smaller here today than they were in the gilt show there yesterday, but what a tremendous gilt show we had yesterday, and our gilt sale last night was $174,250 gilt sale, and high seller was the champion. She brought $26,000. So this morning we've got Lauren, our media intern, back in the booth with us today. In the ring for Class 1 is Kyle Allen from Midland, Texas. Cooper Allen from Midland, Texas. Connor Andrus from Waddell, Arizona. Kiana Galley from Apple Valley, California. Avery Kimmel from Montrose, Colorado. Michaela Lorwalt from Florence, Texas. And Kyle Schwayback from McIntosh, New Mexico.
Let's talk a little bit more about the Chester breed and maybe what characteristics you look for in a Chester.
Chesters are usually a rugged, heavy skeleton breed. Kind of known to be a little ornery. They're kind of fighters sometimes, but this breed's gotten better and better over time here. The Chester breed is a competitive breed and fast growing. Obviously, for those of you that aren't big time pig people, and we had quite a few people watching yesterday, just watching, which was awesome. They're white with a smaller down ear. Mark sends 2 to the scale here this morning so far. Again, when we say send them to the scale, these hogs have to declare a weight and then weigh back within 15 pounds of that declared weight. So first one he sends to the scale is the 1077 Barrow. And looks like that one is Michaela Lorwalt. That one's bred by Russ Neese and sired by Fiddler. The second one he sends to the scale is 1152 of Avery Kimmel from Montrose, Colorado. That's a CNC show pigs and diamond livestock, sired by Told You So. So it looks like he's going to weigh a third one. Third one is the 1295. That one is Connor Andrus, Fidel, Arizona, bred by Brett Schultz, sired by Open Fire. Down on the far ends, Michaela Lorwalt, and the center part of your ring is Connor Andrus, and just coming out of the pen, I believe is Avery Kimmel from Colorado. A little difference in the type and kind here. The Barrow closest to us, a little smaller, moderate package. The one there in the center is probably a little bigger outline, probably not as quite as heavy skeleton. And the one that Michaela Lorwalt drives is probably the combination Barrow. Kind of lands in the middle there, and probably for me that one wins the class pretty easy. The 1077 there going away from the camera, but we'll see what Mark has to say. Squareness is good. Hip and hind leg on them are all good, and just depends on what he likes. Our judge the last 2 days on the gilts has been Travis Platt, and did an amazing job and really sorted through those gilts in a timely manner, and everyone got a good opportunity to show, and Mark's going to grab the mic here and tell us what he thinks.
Needless to say, the challenge continues as we make it into the Chester Drive. I think as you look at the positive end of these bears at the top end of this class, you like a lot of things about it, but I think then to study where you fix each one of them, I think it's a matter of you're going to have to accept an issue here, an issue there, to get what you want. And so with that stated, I think you watch the views, you study the value individually, and then you put the pieces of the puzzle together. For me, the bear that exemplifies foot quality, substance, width, and body, and volume with muscles, the young lady down here in the pleat shirt. Going to start with this Chester bear, and I'm sure critics of this bear will be, well, he's not maybe the prettiest through the crest of his neck, and like to elevate him a little. And I would agree, he's probably a little bull-necked out here, but if you start at the ground in terms of foot, bone, substance, and width, I think he has as much value, and his hind legs worked acceptably well. A bear that I liked initially is the young lady that's going to be second down here. Totally different style, a longer, leaner, more extended kind of a bear, and I like the way this bear uses his hind leg in terms of reach. But then he comes at you, and his front feet are pretty distorted out here, and then he just needs to come at you a little stronger. Need to fix that foot quality up front. We can move him up. Now, Chester Barrow, if we could just park him and study him on the stand, might be my favorite. Is actually going to end up in third. big upper rib, big fresh shape down his top. This bear is the most vertical in his angles on both ends. His shoulders pitched a little far forward, and then his hind leg will tend to get outside his framework and his rear foot. I want to fix that structurally if we can, but I like that bear's freshness and shape. The remaining 4 bears I think are very challenging because they're all stout skull, they're all heavy bone, they're all real rugged kind of chest of bears. This guy's got a muscle advantage over the remaining 3, but his stifle joint hind leg's not good enough. Here we got maybe the best build of the remaining 4 bears in terms of foot size, substance, and range of motion. He needs more muscle. The final pair that we have coming out, really thick, powerful bears, a little cresty neck, a little mature, and maybe fix both of them structurally. But you like their body, you like their form and substance. Great class here. Lightweight Chester is a challenge to put together.
Let's congratulate our class winner, Avery Kimball from Colorado. Second place, Kyla Orwell from Texas. Third place, Connor Andrews from Arizona. Fourth place, Cooper Allen from Texas. Fifth place, Kyle Allen from Texas. Sixth place, Riley Schwamback from New Mexico. And seventh place, Cena Galley from California.
Again, class winner there was Avery Kimmel from Montrose, Colorado. Bear sired by Told You So, bred by C&C Show Pigs and Diamond Livestock. Second in that class was Michaela Lorwalt from Florence, Texas, bred by Nice, sired by Fiddler. Next class in, Class 2, Chester Barrows. Looks like we've got 6 of them in here. We've got the 1039 of Claire Kelly from Tracy, California, bred by Otten Walters, sired by Pound Sign. We've got the 1144 Madison Lloyd, Woodland, California, bred by YOLO Show Pig, sired by Jack in the Box. We've got the 1258 Maggie Roche from Gonzales, California, bred by Madison Lloyd, sired by Hill Jack in the Box.
1166.
The 1166 is Travis Higgins from Livermore, California, sired by Papers Pending. Sire is Papers Pending. So we didn't probably get that pedigree on that one till late. So again, those of you at home that are listening and or here, make sure you get us so we can give credit where it's due. We're missing a couple here, and we'll get them as they come to this end. I think the 2 we're missing is Andrew Warren from Galt, California, and Ottenwalter Red Hogs, sired by Pound Sign, and Nathaniel Drennan from Merced, California, one bred by Range Farms, Bill Range there, and we do not have a sire on that one.
Yep, and to all our viewers out there, we would like to say thank you for tuning in. If you have anything that you want us to talk about or have questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below, or let us know where you're from and who you're cheering for. We'd love to hear it.
First one in the scales, 1258. That's Maggie Roche from Gonzales, California. That one's bred by Madison Lloyd, sired by Hill Jack in the Box. 2 on deck here to weigh are the 1144 of Madison Lloyd. And the 1039 of Claire Kelly.
Where were they talking about putting the patty in? Were you talking with what's his name? Yeah, it's getting cold.
Well, Mark's got the bottom 3 put up. Looks like we got a couple more to get in the scale here.
Great looking pig.
That one's pretty.
Yeah, great skin and hair.
Probably a little Wintex white going on there, it looks like to me.
Maybe just a little bit.
They stand out. Again, while we're Mark's sorting through these, we want to thank our sponsors again. Walter Show Pigs, WW Paul Scales, Sanderson Ford, Next Level Livestock Camps, Showbloom, Sullivan Supply, All Flex, Glitter Dust, Judge to Win, Flextran, Tractor Supply, and Generation X Farms. Mark's studying these. Top 3 are very nice here. I gotta find that out. I don't know that. Erica, how many barrows total? Somebody asked there on our Facebook feed, live feed, that how many barrows we had today, and we're going to get that number for you. I know the total number of hogs that we've shown here between pure gilts and crosses was 960.
In terms of just heavyweight, powerful kinds of bears. If you study the 3 of them out here, I think it sorts into a top pair simply based on feature, foot size, and skeletal density. Then you watch the pair that are, in my opinion, a little stouter come right at you. I think the class-winning bear is the young lady here in the striped shirt. Bear's got tremendous feature, tremendous boldness, and I think comes at you pretty good. Obviously fighting maturity a little bit there at the crest of his shoulder. When the bear goes away, he's faded just a shade in his lower ham, but I think the bear's value in his upper rib shape and a heavy weight, he's been able to maintain some spread up high, some pin set, and I think his hind leg design is very acceptable out here. Young lady's got an interesting bear here in second, the young lady in the red shirt. Love this bear's stroke line, how it ties into the base of his chest, like his forearm, and I love this bear's design from a profile. Bear leaves you good in terms of squareness. When he comes right at you, he'll come in at his knee just a little bit and need to open him up underneath. Got a bear here in third that's really got an attractive long front end about him, got some length of body, and I like this bear's cleanliness and composition when you get on top of him over his body wall. I need to intensify and open him up in his upper rib cage, stout his skeleton up just a shade, but a good bear in terms of his profile, just a little one-dimensional when he comes and goes in terms of natural with the skeleton. The bear that comes in 4, this bear's got an interesting herbivore feature about his head, his forearm, and his front foot. If I could take this bear from his sheath forward, this is probably my favorite Chester bear within the group. The challenge is when he goes right away, his right hock's a little awkward today and he needs more shape. But the front end value of that bear's boldness, stoutness, and feature I really like. The remaining 2 Chester bears that we have out here, this bear is a little leaner than the bear that closes our class, but a little flat in terms of his muscle shape, a little soft in his front feet. Our final bear coming out in 10-6, a real thick, big upper rib bear, but you study his bone and foot and skull density relative to his width, mass, and shape. He's a little out of proportion there. Good set of heavyweight Chesters. Let's congratulate him with a nice round of applause as they head back to the pit.
Our winner in that class was Maggie Roche, first place. Second place, Claire Kelly. Third place, Madison Lloyd. Fourth place, Andrew Warren. Fifth place, Nathaniel Drennan. Sixth place, Travis Higgins. Congratulations. We're now ready for our drive for our Chester Whites. Bring your first place in, Avery Kimball from Colorado and Maggie Roche from California.
As you navigate through a show and you try to evaluate the positives and the uniqueness of each bear, but yet try to keep those deficiencies of what you would fix on each individual. I think it really becomes a challenge. Chester breed's been good. I think our 2 class winners are powerful. I think our second place bears are different in their kind, but I think represent the breed very well. As you watch all 4 out here, I think 2 of them fit together very well. I thought it was close within their particular class, but congratulations to all 4 Chester exhibitors that represent this top end of your breed. We're going to keep the 2 heavyweights together once again. Young lady here's champion. Young lady here's the congratulations.
Congratulations to Maggie Roche from California and Claire Kelly from California as well. We're
Pretty cool. Like a friggin' glass chicken. So they really turned the blue on? Who's done that?
There you go.
Looks like Class 1 of Durocs. First one in the scale there is the 1344. That is Kayla Tonez from Barrow, Illinois, bred by Ammon Show Pigs, sired by New Direction. Next one in the scale was the 1009 of Brandon Dowdy from Sebastopol, California. bred by Ottenwalter, sired by Clydesdale. That one's chirping.
Yep. You know, someone earlier asked about the total number of barrows that were in the barn. I think you got that answer.
Yeah, I
correct?
did. Sorry, Lauren, you're right. I got sidetracked on another mess, but 340 barrows there is what we'll show today, and the total number of hogs was 960. So, guess if you do the numbers, we had about 620 gilts and 340 barrows. So, heck of a
awesome.
show.
Great numbers.
We didn't
great
quite
turnout.
make our goal of 1,000 head, but we'll get there next year. Next one in the scale is Keikoa Typin from Klamath Falls, Oregon. That one is bred by Bratton's, sired by Tuned In. Looks like he's going to weigh 4 here. Next one is going to weigh is the 1296.
That's the loud one.
That one is Spencer Andrus from Waddell, Arizona, bred by Brett Schultz, sired by He-Man.
Excuse me.
In the ring, we've got the in front of us is the 1135. That young man is Kevin Cookindle. I probably butchered that. I apologize. From New Mexico. Man, we got one that's not a happy camper over there.
No, he is.
Then we got the 1272. Skyla Jones from Bennett, Colorado. Sired by Florence, bred by Jennifer LeClore.
He's bringing it out as top picks.
Yep. Sort the rest of these out here. This was the first one he sends to the scale. Was the 1344 of Kayla Tonez from Illinois, bred by Ammon, sired by New Direction.
Do you know Durocs are my favorite breed?
That's your favorite?
You know why?
Because they got the same color hair as you do.
Exactly right.
I figured that one out.
Gotta stick together.
That's right. We had 2 gingers in here yesterday, you and Cannon both.
Yeah.
He had to go back to work today. Poor college student. He had to go make some money cutting meat at Bash's. So, the 1009 there again is Brandon Dowdy. Ottenwalter bred hog, sired by Clydesdale.
Great looking pig. Interesting selection up here.
Yeah, he's driving 4 of them. Typing Barrow's still here. The Ammon bred hog Who's he put away? Puts the Ammon hog up, and he puts the
1009.
1009 Brandon Doty, the Walter bred hog up. So we've got one bred by Brett Schultz, the
Other one says the odd one.
Andrus young man, and Mark's gonna probably get our mic here, but that's Spencer Andrus from Waddell, Arizona, and here's Mark to tell us what he's gonna do.
The judge always wants to have a way to get into a class to start summarizing and describing the differences. And I'm not sure how to come to the microphone and start this class of 12 Duroc bears, other than if you think there's a logical format in terms of how to rank these bears. You either bred one of them or you're a family friend of one of the exhibitors, because I think this thing is wide open. I think there's a lot of challenges within this particular drive. In a lightweight Duroc bear class, we want muscle, we want rib, we want width. Most importantly, I want their weight to match their frame size, and then we want them to go ahead and be athletic and coordinated, and I'm just not sure what the best example of that is within this particular drive. The longer I watch them move, I like the proportionality of both of these bears. I think their rib cage, their frame size and extension match their weight, and I think they're relatively athletic out here to handle the product, the width, and the body mass that they have. To me, the bear that's just a little more correct in his front end slope, a bear that's just a little more stable when he goes away, is the young lady in the white shirt here. We're going to start with this particular bear. He wasn't one of those initially that hit me because he's really wide and chunky, and I like all that, but he's got a little hind leg, and I want to make his hind leg bigger and stouter, but I think relative to his contemporaries, he surfaces with the most totals out here. The bear that I like, his size, his extension, I like his blade, and I love his shape, is this bear that comes in second. This bear is a little forward in terms of his forearm and his blade, and then when he goes away, he'll get his rear feet outside his skeleton just a little bit. But I still think he's a sounder option than the bears in 3 and 4, and I know he's got more rib and body and flank than the bears in 3 and 4. The bears that come next, this guy coming next is really a big skeleton dog. I like his foot, like his stoutness and feature, love his muscle shape. The problem is he's a pretty awkward moving bear. When you step his hind leg, he'll tend to swivel in his hip and kick his rear feet just a little. If we could stabilize his way of movement in terms of being a little slinky when he goes away, I think that bear would move up in class. I just need to fix that. Front end wise, coming at you, my favorite bear comes in fourth. The challenge is you get him in the big ring out here, he's a little skinny bodied and he's a little dog-legged behind. We want to make sure that hip and hind leg stability is true enough out here. Front half of that bear is good. I'd fix the rear half of him just a shade. Bear that comes next, heavy boned and stout. This bear is very similar to the bear in fourth. He looks real dry middled out here. I want to go ahead and for a lightweight bear, body him down, open him up. If we do that, I think he'll match his frame size and extension just a shade better than what he does. Got a real stout one coming out next that I thought was a little off in his right stifle joint. When he goes ahead and walks, you can see it pop. I want to maybe just fix that if we can. Put a bear that's got some rib, a well-presented Duroc bear with some muscle shape. We kind of let him roll a little quicker here. Got a little more refined option coming out of pin 7. This bear's got a real neat look about his head, down his top line, just a little dry, just a little skinny. As we go from there, we get into a set of bears that don't have that freshness, don't have that look, and maybe you like the body design of this bear, but he's a little flat and faded when he comes at you and goes away. The next young lady's bear, same story. We just need more shape. I like their rib and body. The remaining hogs within the drive, a little dry in their rib, just a little narrow in terms of their skeleton. A very tough class of lightweight bears to sort.
Congratulations to our first place hog, Kikoa Teichman. Second place, Spencer Andrus. Third place, Brandon Doherty. Fourth place, Kayla Thomas. Fifth place, Emily Cavey. Sixth place, Connor Andrus. 7th place, just place.
All right, Lauren, we're back.
9th place.
Nice class of red ones there on the last one.
Ray Roberts, congratulations.
First one out of the box there was the 1236 of Brandon Bowers from Wisconsin. One bred by Thompson & Sons. Sire name says Upper Hand, but that is the firm that the semen came from, I'm sure, so
Joanne Anthony,
not exactly
could you
sure.
Please come to the announcer stand, Joanne Anthony.
Lawrence, a little chilly in here this morning. The ammonia is a little strong in this enclosed barn because it's been cold, so they've got the blowers on, airing this thing out, and you're from Iowa, and you said you're a little frosty in here.
Yeah, I think my nose is starting to get
A little red.
A little red. And
Yeah.
kind of feel like I'm in an igloo right now.
Yeah, it's kind of chilly. I can't smell the ammonia anymore, though.
That's true. It's a pro-con.
There you go. All right, he sends 2 to the scale. We'll get a number on those 2 that he sends to the scale here. Looks like the 1239.
Maybe we should do our commentating walking around. Do
That's what I'm saying.
Commentating. It'll warm
Put
us
the
right
hiking
up.
shoes on and get to going, huh?
Yep.
1239. Got it. That's Braden Kaler from Atascadero, California. We have no breeding information on that one. This young man here is the 1236. That is Braden Bowers, again, bred by Thompson & Sons. Sired by something there at Upper Hand. We're just not sure which one. In the ring there is the 1173. That is Riley Hunt from Wiggins, Colorado, bred by Peaks to Prairie, sired by Attention. That's a boar that needs no introduction, for sure. Whitman bred boar that is there at Upper Hand. In the ring also is the 1279.
That kid's showing in a boot. Wow, I'm impressed.
That way, you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
That's Thomas Willis from out in Kansas. Breeder Zach Thomas and Caitlin Willis, sired by Copycat. Looks like he sends another one to the scale here. That's the 1038 of Page Vertical from Maxwell, California. That one's bred by Priority 1 Show Pigs, sired by First Class.
I know we talked a little bit about what you look for in a Chester, but maybe tell me a little more about what the Duroc breed is. And
I think,
look for
to
in
be
those.
honest, you probably can put those 2 in a same bag. Durable, heavy structured, fast growing. Of course, they're a different color. They're red with small down
Best
ears,
color.
so probably pretty similar there to what you want in the Chester hog. And all these hogs need the same thing, but these pures are just a little different animal than the crossbreds. So red breed's been really, really good for quite a few years now. Those things compete at the tie-in for the overall champions.
Yeah.
Good red one is one that you can dang sure compete at a high level with. Puts another one in the scale here. Again, in this class, we've got Lily Anderson from Caney, Kansas. That's BA's daughter. Braden Bowers, Roderick Corey, Cord Dodson, Riley Hunt, Braden Kaler, Hallie Melness, Landon Roberts, Aiden Schwabach, Paige Vieira, Haley Vigil, and Thomas Willis. Looks like Mark's starting to put those hogs in the pens.
Still got one that's coming out of scale.
I didn't get that one yet. We'll see when this young lady turns. We'll get her back tag. It's the 1173. That is Riley Hunt from Wiggins, Colorado. That one's bred by, again, Peaks to Prairie, sired by Attention. I don't need a blanket, I need an igloo. Just get the ice cubes out. Yeah, exactly. I know. Add that to the list. I understand. Lauren says, "Say it louder. We're live."
We got a great team here.
Yeah, we're getting a little entertainment this morning. Jeff's on one today. Is there any other barn? I don't care.
I sure think the upper end of this red class is a little easier for me than what the lightweight class did, and I'll describe the differences to you. The two bears that I like the best out here, the two boys, the taller boy right here and the little guy in the blue shirt. I think these bears balance well from the profile. I think they come at you and go away like Market Hog should. I think one of them is a little more athletic in terms of his looseness of spine, his reach out of his front end, and I think that's the taller boy we'll go ahead and start with in this particular class. Bear that really exemplifies that width down his top, the shape out of his shoulder, and I think a bear that's acceptable in terms of his hip swivel, front 2/3, I think are very, very good. Little guy in the blue, I really like the shape, the look, and attractiveness of this bear, particularly when the little guy gets his head up and gets him rolling. This guy's a little vertical on both ends, so we'd like to set his blade back in him just a nickel, then let him get out of his hop just a little differently than what he does. Regardless, I still think he's better in his hip design than our young lady that's going to be third. Young lady's got a real big bladed, deep rib bear. I love his body shape, love his form, love his curvature up front. This bear, when she lets him rest, though, he'll get off in his rump and tuck his hind leg up underneath himself. I want to go ahead and redesign that bear out of his hip and hind leg. If we do that, the front 2/3 are really good. I love the bear's design in 4. If you want to talk about a flat back bear whose both ends of his skeleton work well from a profile, is the bear in 4. The challenge is when he comes right at you, he's pretty in at his knee, he's a little soft in his front foot. This bear doesn't offer the natural width of skeleton that any of the 3 bears that precede him in class do. As a result, he settles in 4. The bear that comes next, big, stout, powerful bear, got a really bold blade and a big top in him, little coarse to his hand-blowing hookup, and then if you want to weigh the crest to his neck and the size of his head relative to the rest of his body, I think he's a little out of balance. Want to go ahead and freshen him up right at the top of his shoulder if we could. Another big, practical, stout skeleton bear, same story. A little mature through his head and neck, a little faded when he goes right away in terms of his lower hand and width to the lower part of his body. The next bear coming out, we can let him roll a little quicker. And the boy in the black vest, these are really stout, durable kinds of bears. I thought a little plain featured. Little guy's plaid shirt bears, a little straight hog. Young man in the black vest needs just more fresh shape down his top line. Got a little different style bear at 9, really attractive, cool in his throat latch. This bear comes in pieces though, down his top line and out of his hip. Remaining 3 bears, got a stout wide one here, just a little stilty on both ends. Final pair of bears need more fresh shape, more muscularity, but I think in terms of design and structure, very acceptable. Nice class of red ones. Let's congratulate them with a nice round of applause, if you would.
Let's congratulate our first place winner, Braden Taylor, second place. Braden Bowers, third place. Paige Vera, fourth place. Riley Hunt, fifth place. Cord Dotson, sixth place. Haley Millison, seventh place. Aiden Swabak, 8th place, Frederick Corey. 9th place, Landon Roberts. And in 10th place, Lily Anderson. As soon as we sell all the parkas we had misshipped to us, we'll turn these coolers back off. But we are trying to get them turned off.
So winning our last class there was Braden Kaisler from Tascadero, California. Second in that class was Braden Bowers from Wilmot, Wisconsin.
We are now on Class 8, and this will be our last class at Durox before our breed division champion. He's penned 1, that's the 13-13. 13-13.
That's Max Heimer. Bred by Ammon, show pig, sired by New Direction. Next one in is the 1180. That is Kylie Aronson from Temple, California. Bred by Farr. No sire on that one. This is our second to last class. This is light heavies, class 7.
We're in Class 8, 7. Mary. Look on this one.
Yeah, this is we're on this class in 7.
Okay.
In the pen that he's weighed, there's the 1099, Jamie Hoblin from York, Nebraska. That one's bred by Hirschfield, sired by Vengeance. And he weighs one more here. This young lady's Barrow is, get her tag number here, 1131. That is Madeline Wilson from Crescent, Oklahoma, bred by Kilmer's, sired by a Duroc boar. It says that would be good.
Yeah, I'd hope if it's a purebred Duroc,
That'd be good. Mark's evaluating that one by itself there, and then he'll bring these other top 2 out and evaluate them together.
Excuse me.
It's cold.
Yeah.
The 1180. That's Kylie Aronson from California. So while he's looking at them, Lauren, tell us a little bit about what you're doing, going to school, and what your program is.
Yeah.
What your background is.
My name is Lauren Rosberg, and I'm a sophomore at Iowa State University. I'm originally from Ames, Iowa, so didn't go very far when I went to college. And I'm a double major in animal science and ag communications. So I grew up showing pigs in Iowa in some jackpot series my last 2 years. and really found I liked
this
it.
particular class. Been a nice
So
show at this point.
I
think
decided
top
that I
three,
wanted to focus on the
top
swine
four
industry,
red
and
flags in this
here we
particular
had some
drive.
really
I
great.
really like a good deal. When the pin opens and you see this top
He's
red
talking
bears
right now. I will let
We'll
him talk.
finish up.
I'm sorry, guys.
back on the profile and study them. I think it's close between the young man here on my left and the young lady to my far right down here as you weigh the checks and balances between the two. I think they sort when you step off to the profile and start at the ground as we did in the Chester class in terms of foot quality, strength of pastern, and then just freshness of crest and neck down their top line, and then all of this freshness and foot quality and structural integrity allows for your class-winning bear to be the more athletic, the more proportional bear of the pair. That's the little guy in the blue vest down here. We're going to start with this one. Really a well-balanced, attractive, high-quality Duroc bear that's got muscle, he's got leanness, he's got shape. That's a good one to start. Love the feature and the horsepower of the bear in second. Big, bold blade, big rear, big pin set, and I really like those ESTs about him. This bear, to me, is an EST bear in terms of width and stoutness, but he'd also like to freshen him up there right at the top of his neck and then tie his spine together into his hamloin hook up a little smoother, and that's, I think, where the class-winning bear beats him. The bear that comes in third, this guy's juicy in terms of his hip and stifle, got a big fresh back in him. He's not as sound on either end as what our top pair of bears are. A little quick in his step behind, a little more out in his elbow and over in his forearm relative to our top pair, but that is a really fresh, really high cutability market hog with a lot of shape. This bear that comes in four is a player within class. When you study him coming at you, when you study him going from a profile, the challenge is when you get right in behind this bear, his hind leg comes out of the base of his hand too close. He's too narrow at the ground. When he goes away, needs a bigger, stouter hind leg. But that's a high quality bear when you study him coming at you and study him from a profile. Maybe my favorite bear coming at me is the bear that comes in five. I love this dark red bear's skull, love his blade, love his back shape. Challenge is when he goes right away, he's a hawk, 2 hawks away from being a major contender. He's just not right in his joint there, but man, the front 2/3 of that one, I want to mass produce at home. The bear that comes next, a little more masculine, a little staler skull, a little crestier neck bear, but I like this guy's running gear. I think he's sound, I think he's athletic. Need to freshen him up in terms of his top shape. The next bear coming out, a little slinky down in his top, a little funny in terms of his hind leg movement, but long-bodied, stout, fresh. He's a little more attractive than our bear that closes. The bear that closes, a big rib bear, a practical bear, just needs to be more aggressive in his shape, his muscularity and width. A great class, the Duroc bears. My compliments to the exhibit.
Let's congratulate our class. Our first place winner was Max Heimer from Missouri. Second place, Maddie Wilson from Oklahoma. Third place, Kylie Harrison from California. Fourth place, Jamie Hovland from Nebraska. Fifth place, Kate Patterson. And sixth place, McKenna Clevenger from Oregon. Seventh place, Britton Red from Utah. Eighth place, Gracie Ryan from California. Congratulations, class. We're ready for our next class of Duroc, Class 8.
All right, in this class, looks like we've got the 1056 of Blaine Lee. Blaine's from Quincy, Washington. That was an Ottenwalter Red Hog sired by Project X.
And our senior showmanship champion.
Senior showmanship champion. It was. That it was. Young man, there's Jaden Neugebauer. It's another Ottenwalter Red Hog. The 1067 of Project X also. Litter mate to the Lee Hog. We got the 1227. We got there, Lauren. Sierra Short, Salinas, California. Powerhouse Farms. That's Cops breaking out.
Did you get 1057 yet?
Did not get 1057 yet. That's Megan Guerin from Penn Valley, California. Jack Rodobon's Sons, Fast Track. The
1209.
1209. Taylor McConnell, Wellston, Oklahoma. That one's bred by Von Jackson, sired by 2 dogs. First one in the scale is Neugebauer, 1067, Ottenwalter hog. Oh. So far he weighs 1.
This will be our last class of Durocs, correct?
This is it. This is the big hitters, all 285s. Also in the class, we've got the 1057 of Lauren Bliss. 1034 is Lauren Bliss, actually. But I don't see Lauren in here. She's on our list, but I know that young lady, and she's not in the ring. Maybe we had a scratch.
Well, it looks like they turned the air off on us, so.
Say that again.
So it looks like they stopped cooling.
Hallelujah. Yeah, they turned off the blast chiller in here. Splenic chili. Someone we have failed to mention the last 2 days, and I'm remiss for doing that, is we got Dinah Peebles from the port board in the back, and that is a tough job back there. She's called every single class up for us for the last 2 days, and we really, really appreciate her being out here and helping us out here. She knew we were going to be a little short-staffed with the NSR sending 1 instead of 2, and so she just said, I need to go, jumped on a plane, and came on out. So we appreciate her being out here.
Exhibitors, if you misplaced your number, we've got some blank ones here at the announcer stand and some Sharpies. If you'd like to make yourself a new number, we have blank number tags. If you misplaced your exhibitor number, we've got some blank
We've got some really great show help on all ends. The swine registry, National Swine
Absolutely.
Registry, and Team Purebred, right?
Team Purebred and NJSA. Jeff Morris and Clay Parrish here working the ring with us the last 2 days. Of course, Bo Sanders from WW, he's amazing. Travels all over the country. Any major you go to, that guy's there weighing hogs.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
We got a new one in.
You only got one?
Yep.
That's it.
So that means you're in charge, Chief.
What are we on? Champion Duroc?
Nope, we're on heavyweight Durocs.
what really summarizes this class is the depth and consistency. I think all 7 of these red Barrows have been well
picking it up
managed
off the
heavyweights.
iPad, so you
I
got
think they
super-
sure look good. I think there's subtle differences that align the top 7 within this particular class. The question that we have to come to grips with out here, in my opinion, is the young man's Barrow just loose enough in his skeleton? Does the young lady's Barrow have just enough honest, natural shape right on the back of his shoulder? I think those are the 2 regions that you have to decide on what you want. The longer I watch him come and go and just study the ability to pick him up and set him down and have agility, we're going to start with the young lady's Barrow in this particular class. I think he's the Barrow that offers the most in terms of his ability to get out and go. He offers a little more reach out of his front end because his blade sets a little more natural in him than what our Barrow is in second. I think the Barrow gets out and goes off of his hind leg well. Young lady gets off his head. He's a little high in his chine and just a little faded right behind his blade, but I sure think that Barrow offers a lot of value out here. Love the Barrow in second when he comes right at you. The skull, the blade, the form, and the squareness. This Barrow is meant for a sift alley because when you're up on him, you really love him. When this Barrow hits the big ring, he's a little vertical on both ends and a little up on his toe behind, and I want to just settle his skeleton, let him drive a little more comfortably than what he does. The Barrow that comes in free, I like the front 2/3 of this guy. He's got the reach up front, he's got the fresh shape and attractive head. This Barrow get a little short and quick in his hip, a little refined in his hind leg, and I want to make sure when that Duroc hind leg drops out of the base of their ham, he'll do the Duroc hook just a little bit when he goes right away from you. Want to square that up just a shade. The Barrow that comes next, young lady does a great job of driving this Barrow, getting him out and getting him going. He's a Barrow that keeps bumping up in class in my mind. He needs to be fresher down his top line, but after that he's a thick stifled Barrow that's got some width of skeleton, got some substance. Just want to make him a little more correct in his top line, freshen him up just a shade if we can. The Barrow that comes next, really another high quality Barrow, a little flat in his forearm, a little more refined than what we've got in the Barrows that preceding, but a big top, fresh top Barrow down his top side. Barrows in 6 and 7, maybe my second favorite Barrow in class might be the Barrow that comes in 6. When he comes at me, tall fronted, cool headed, really nice in his upper rib. Problem is the Barrow goes away, funny in his pin set, closed up in his hock and not right behind. The final Barrow, young lady, this is a good Barrow, long, big scale Barrow, fight and weight a little bit. And this guy, to me, doesn't balance. He needs more rib and body, and the challenge is he's too big and too extended to fight weight today. As a result, he looks a little tall, looks a little slim, in my opinion.
Let's congratulate our class winner, Caitlin Carter, second place, Jade Nuremberg-Bauer, third place, Blaine Lee, fourth place, Brady Bulkey, fifth place, Sierra Short, sixth place, Megan Guerin, seventh place, Taylor McConnell. We're ready for our drive with our class winners.
All right, guys, so had a little switch up. We've got Jason Sherman in the booth with us now. Jason's from Ontario, Oregon. M&J Livestock, breeds show hogs up there, sells feed, sprinkler systems, whatever you want. Jason does it all. So we're glad to have Jason in here for our drive, and we'll talk a little bit with him in a minute. But we've got our champion Duroc drive out here, and one on the far side of the ring there is one driven by Max Heimer, and we had a misprint in our catalog there. Sorry, Riggs, that was a misprint. That one is bred by Riggs and sired by Institution. Had a printing error. We're gonna have to fire the secretary, I think. So that the Heimer hog there is one bred by Riggs and sired by Institution. Then we've got Kikoa Typin with the 10-10 hog. That one, I believe, was a Bratton hog. We'll listen to Mark. He'll tell us.
I've tried to describe the differences as we went through the checks and balances within each class, and so I don't need to maybe re-describe the differences amongst our class winners out here. I think like the other breeds that have preceded the Reds, It's been a challenging breed to go ahead and keep this freshness, keep this muscle, and yet keep that design and look that we seek in a big ring setting. And I think these class-winning bears are the most effective at doing that. So we look at for a champion, and you watch these bears come and go. You watch them go on the profile and ask yourself which one offers the most genuine skeleton, the stoutest feature, and really a proportional, high-quality, well-balanced look out here. Little guy in the blue vest is going to be our champion.
Congratulations, Max Heimer from Missouri.
I sure think for reserve, we can go totals, we can go unique, in my opinion, and I think I'm going to opt for reserves. Oftentimes you go a little more unique. I think your reserve barrel, as we talked in class, has some real ESTs about him. Maybe a couple of regions we fix or freshen up just a shade, but I think as we scope the four representatives that are options out here, really pleased with our reserve barrel. Also, young lady the second to the champion will be reserve.
Congratulations, everyone.
Well, Jason, good thing I got that corrected, because that was the hog that wins. There's Max Heimer, the hog bred by Riggs and sired by Institution.
Yeah, I actually missed the first part of that show. I literally walked in the barn when final drive was coming in there, but wow, that was a good set of Duroc barrows out there in the final drive.
Nice set of reds for sure.
Parts and pieces that all of us would like to probably try to get into our Duroc herds.
Absolutely.
That some really unique creatures out there. So congratulations to the breeders and the exhibitors of those ones. They looked really good. So.
Nice hogs. Hampshire's coming out. I'm interested to see if we've got some that Hampshire gilt that wins Hampshire deal there day before yesterday and ends up reserve supreme there last night, and I think she brings $5,500 or $4,500 in the sale. That one was pretty neat. We'll see what we got today in the Hampshire Barrows.
First one out was Josh Call from Merced, California, and looks like it was bred by Heimer, sired by Range War.
Next,
and then Wyatt DeBusk was the next one out, Paso Robles, California, again sired by Heimer. Range Wars looked like we don't have ear notches, but I'm guessing they'd be.
That one goes right to the scale.
Yep, the Busk one goes straight to the scale. Oh, there we are.
Yep, that one makes a quick turnaround and right back in the scale. Then we've got the 1130 over there, just comes in. Who we got there?
That's Haley Daniel from Florence, Texas. Again, another Range Wars. Doesn't have a breeder, or yeah, it does. Looks like she bred it herself. So.
Awesome. And we got the 1343.
1343 is
Next
going
page.
to be Kayla Toynes from Morrow, Illinois. Bred by Brian Down family, sired by Click 285. I think we missed the young lady on the far end over there.
Yeah,
we'll try to get her.
This one, the young lady coming with the brush in there in the purple sweater. That one's headed to the scale now.
That's a good barrow, tall-shouldered. Got some front end extension.
Absolutely.
Some things that are hard to put into Hampshire. So she's 1330. Which is going to be 1330. Sorry, Faith Geist White, Fredericksburg, Texas. No genetics on that one, but that's kind of a unique Hampshire barrow.
Yeah, that I would guess that young lady probably travels with Mark Stanley and that crew.
Looks like 1215 is getting on the stale. That's Cooper Doherty, Hollister, California. That's a Schaefer's. Looks like a Gruss OU.
Gruss, yep.
So that's
that boar's done a good job.
Schaefer's Gold Rush there.
Schaefer's Hampshire's there been doing quite a good job. Yeah, and these Barrows, again, you know, they're market oriented, so they don't have to fit breed character quite as tight as the gilt. So the off belt here, that's a stout, big footed, big back one there. Goes to the scale, 1358.
1358. So we are on to Hannah Slate from Atwater, California, bred by Heimer, sired by Range Wars. It's kind of a Range Wars game out here.
Looks like it's a range war.
Yeah.
10-12 there. Who do we have there? We missed him.
10-12. That's Jack Layton, or Jack Goodwin, excuse me. And that's going to be a Bratton Farms sired by Reputable.
Where's Jack from?
Jack is from Oregon, Redmond, Oregon. He's that kid's turned it on. He's a heck of a showman. He's traveling with Alton Water Crew and does a tremendous job of getting hogs presented and shown. And he's a good kid, and he's going to be a kid's going to be around for a long time and making a name in this deal.
You know, it's pretty amazing, Jason, as we went through in the last 2 days and have talked these classes. Blows my mind how many people we have from the Northwest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Washington, Oregon, Idaho. There is a tremendous amount of kids coming from there now. Unbelievable.
The pig deal in the Northwest has exploded, and on a national level, breeders are starting to recognize that, and they're sending good hogs up that direction because
that's good.
They know they're getting shown, and they're getting fed, and they're getting taken care of, and a lot of that due to you and Jeff with the Next Level camps. That's brought a big impact in our area.
I think it's been good for all of us, and this industry is right. You know, a lot of people have figured out maybe playing baseball or volleyball or whatever those sports are. That's a team deal, and that's all good. But a lot of kids that maybe don't fit that athletic deal, they can come and do this livestock deal, and you give them a little boost of confidence and get them out there and get them going. And it's good. I mean, this industry is alive and well and cranking, at least in our part of the world.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think in the livestock deal, not only are we teaching some life skills, but kids really can see a reward for what they're putting into it, and that makes a big difference when they can see a direct reward for what they're putting in.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Well, I think we got 4 out here. He's sorting through some pretty good hogs, a couple different types and kinds, but
I'm going to keep my favorite to myself because I seem to jinx them, Jason. If I say which one's going to win, you first thing you came and said, "Boy, you blew the Chesters." I said, "Yeah, I did. What's new?"
I was watching the Chesters on live, and I thought, "Uh-oh, Shannon, you kind of lost that one."
Shannon blew that one again.
We've got some real meaty power hogs out there in this top 4. We've got some that are a little prettier on the side, taller shouldered. Got a good extension, and this Hamp deal, it's tough to make a super consistent one, but I think we got 4 good hogs out here.
You bet. The off belt here, super stout, big legged, big footed, gets out and goes, really sound and square, big pin. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
The hog here, the busk hog is kind of the balanced total package kind of a hog, maybe a little smaller in its kind, but man, that one gets out and moves and goes and it's really good footed and square hocked. Then you got the hog there in the middle, a young lady's hog. That one's the pretty tall shouldered one, kind of good looking from the side profile, bigger outline kind of a hog. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. He's kind of got 3 of one kind and 1 of the other, so he ends up 4 with the pretty tall one. So, I
think that's kind of where you got to go in that deal.
Yeah, that one
you got
probably
one
fits
that's
there.
The outlier of the 4, and but still a good hog. That's a hard one to make.
Here's Mark.
The Hampshire exhibitors of these Barrows, I really, really like the top 4, 5, and even 6. We'll talk about in just a little bit here. That's a great set of lightweight Hampshires, and this class winner hits the ring, and I was like, holy Hampshires, we got good stuff going on. This boy in the checkered shirt, I think this is a real good Barrow. In terms of his blade, shape, power, got a great hip, got a great hind leg. Everything fits, everything matches. He's a lightweight Hampshire that looks like the pieces fit together well. He's proportional, got a show barrel look to him. I think he's very good to start. The breed barrel comes in second. This barrel in second's hip and hind leg is where the whole bunch. Only problem is he's a neutered male. I think that is a big hind leg, a big pin set, and a great shape. Why does he get second today? He's a little high in his chine, just a little rough there right behind his shoulder, but I really like that bear's hip, like his stifle, like his hind leg stoutness. Need to freshen that bear up when he comes at you at the top of his shoulder. The bear that comes in 3, just like him, stout skull, big back, cool looking from a profile. I like this bear on the side view a good deal. You get on both ends of his framework, he'll be a little in his knee, a little squishy footed up front. Then when he goes away, his right hind is a little more out of his framework than either of the top pair of bears. But this is a high quality, well presented, big rib bear with a big form. Good hog, just need to fix him on both ends coming and going. The bear that comes in 4, I feel bad for this young lady because this is the different bear of the initial 4. Maybe a little bigger weight spread. This guy's a bigger, longer, prettier bear, really extended, really attractive. Problem is you start at the ground, and this bear is the most refined in his skeletal density of the initial 4. And then when he goes right away, he'll get his rear foot outside his framework, be a little stiltier in the shape to his hock and the way he uses his hock relative to the top 3 bears. As a result, the big pretty bear that's a little dry settles in 4. Really a nice lightweight bear. The Hampshire coming out next. Study him as an individual, and you see quality, you see look, you see balance. Put him in the mix with the other 4 bears that precede him in class. He didn't bring enough horsepower to Phoenix. He's a little faded, just a little dry. Need to stout and open him up. I gave this boy in the black. He's the last bear in the ring, and this bear doesn't want to just loosen up and go. And so I was like, okay, I love this bear's feature and width. I'm going to give him a little time to loosen up. I don't think we can give this bear as much time as we want. He's still going to be a little tight in his spine, still going to be a little rigid in his skeleton. But I love that bear's bone. I love his width. I love his muscle. Got a real high quality bear from a profile coming out next. This guy's a little frail featured, a little frail in his muzzle, a little small footed, but I like his shape, like his muscularity up high. The remaining bears that we have coming out, the 3 big pretty bear that I take up a weight class. He's too dry in terms of his rib cage, he's too narrow underneath, but a big extended pretty hog. Got a pair of clothes that are level, that are loose structured, just a little plain in their shape. Great class, so lightweight Hampshire bears.
Congratulations, our first place winner, Wyatt DeBusk from California. Second place, Cooper from California. Third place, Hannah Slate from California. Fourth place, Faith Gitzwell from Texas. Fifth place, Kaylee Tonys from Illinois. Sixth place, Colin Billings from California. Seventh place, Jack Goodwin from Oregon. Eighth place, Josh Cole from California. And ninth place, Justin Lee from California. 10th place, Haley Daniel from Texas. Congratulations, we're ready for Class 10 Hampshires.
Well, Jason, I would have nailed that class. That was my favorite in there, but I kept my mouth shut.
Weight on these are 269 to 285.
That's a good class.
Really good class. So right here, probably closest to us, we got 1301, Josephine Bennett, another Oregon kid. Fall City, Oregon, bred by O'Connor, sired by Lee.
I wonder if that was a mate to the guilt from last night.
No, it definitely could be. Yeah. 1031 right here is Wayne Matic, and if I butchered that, I apologize. Juice Friends, real class. Juice Friends might be a little bit known in the area. Done a good job. We've got a scale there pretty fast. I would say Juice Friends are up there as probably one of the most on fire in the
Somebody may have told me, somebody knows that one's got maybe a mate to the next one. Probably Jason, we don't show my pedigree, we show my classification, so our pedigree comes from the expo and stuff, so I don't follow the next one closely.
Let's see what we got here. 1208. They're bred by themselves, huh?
Yep.
Good.
She's from Western Oklahoma, inside my goblet.
1210 is Cody Carr, Paso Robles, bred by Gardner. It says self-employed, or employment.
Say the water's in the
No, Still got some ribs and body. Going on the scale now, and that's Brandon Volpe, Kingsley, Louisiana, great lady hog, made by Stock P. Like 1302, waiting to get on the scale. That'd be the Caitlin Wetzer, another Oregon kid, bred by Caitlin. Sorry, by
He's weighed 5 now, man. So again, those of you at home who don't know what we're talking about, pressure on the hot. What do you mean? They send the scale away. Declare these hogs and they got away within 15 or 20. Declare them at 280, less than 295, or more than 260.
that's something not all folks are used to. And, these kids really got to watch it because if they're traveling from a long way, they come here and come next certain times.
We just had a text message from your wife, Casey. She said she couldn't hear us on the live, so we need to check that.
I didn't push it in.
Oh, Jason's fired, Melissa. He didn't push that thing in. So shoot us a text. Tell us if you can hear us better now.
Oh, okay.
We didn't have it plugged in completely, so
Sorry.
technical difficulty. Jason's
That's fair.
fired from
Rookie mistakes.
rookie mistakes. That's Lauren.
So
you're gonna have to take back over.
We probably won't have time to go back through all these kids, but I think he's probably going to rework, 4 of these top maybe.
Yeah, he weighed 5, so we'll see what he reworks here. But this was the one that made the quick turnaround. That's Lane Masick from Michigan. That's the Jutesburg hog.
Yep. Sired by World Class. That's a good hog. He's got a good look up front.
Some good sound comments now, so it must sound right.
Stout boned. Good chest floor coming at you.
Yep, Melissa
like that
says
guy.
we're good now.
Well, if the wife says we're good, we're
But
good.
she said you're fired.
I don't doubt it.
She didn't say that. I
she
made that
fires
up.
me often.
Yeah, I'm fired every day.
Ronald Bullock comes out next. Another range horse, bred by Heimer.
I like this one a bunch, close to us.
Really good. That's a good hog.
That one makes,
1098.
that makes me want to think about raising Hampshires.
You're braver than me. Brady Bulkey is a 1098 Beatty, sired by Stop T. Beatty's, again, another firm that's kind of known for raising good Hampshire hogs.
You bet. Kyle does a really nice job there. Sits on that Hampshire board, and that's not been a fun task here as of late, I
Not
know, but I
lately.
think those guys are working their tail off and getting this Hampshire deal straightened out, and
They're
that's a
headed
great
in the
thing.
right direction. And it's an example here of what we're getting out here. We're getting good hogs. We missed Caitlin Wetzel. She came back out. That's 1302. She bred that herself, sired by Outlaw. And she's another Oregon kid. We were talking about the Northwest and how good those kids are doing up there. Her folks are both ag teachers and good family. Looks like he's going to rework 6.
Just for a minute. I got to answer this. Sorry, guys, we had to mute there for just a second, and I know some of you think that we're gone when that happens, but just hang in there. As long as you're seeing movement, we're good.
We got a lot going on here.
We got a lot going on here, and so we just have to mute every once in a while to.
Looks like
so
maybe they
have to
missed
hear all
one
the
getting on the
talking.
scale, so they're going to go back and weigh him because he's in the top 3 here.
Yeah, he's not one to play and get on the scale here, so.
Kind of the off-belted one, big meaty hog.
Yeah.
I think you got a really solid class again here with some with 3 hogs. I don't want to be Shannon and jinx it, but I think there's one that's a unique creature out there.
I don't think it's close.
Once again, I said the lightweight hamster class, I was very, very pleased with what we had to work with, and I still think our heavyweight hamsters quality to the upper end of this drive, and very, very pleased with what we have to work with. Your class-winning bear, to me, is that first impression, unique one within this population. You could probably nitpick front feet, you could nitpick maybe just a hock a little bit, but I think it's more important to focus on the unique positives that your class winner brings, that the boy's got right here in front of me. Really, really a giant front leg, really good in terms of his balance from a profile. I think this is a good profiling Barrow. The challenge is when you watch him come and go, you may be fixing just a shade on both ends, but I sure think his uniqueness out here really is commendable to start with. Young lady in the black shirt is going to be second, and I love this bear's volume, love his freshness, love his stoutness of hip and ham. This is really a basic, practical Hampshire Barrow. The problem is the farther you get away from him, the less attractive he becomes. His neck comes a little low out of his shoulder. His hips just a little quicker and a little shorter there, but I love his volume, love his stoutness. Young lady with the bear in third was in sixth and kept coming up. This young lady's a head driver that just kind of whacks on the bear's head, and I never actually saw him go forward. When she comes back out and says, just go back and forth and don't worry about his head, this is a good Hampshire bear. Cool looking, neat down his top line level. He's not one of those real powerful skeleton hogs to me. Could use a little fresher shape, but I really like his balance. I like his individual proportionality. Needs to be stouter to go up in class. The bear that comes next, I thought, was one of those stouter versions that had a lot of muscle in his top, a big hip, a big stifle. This bear gets a little more general in his appearance out here, where his neck ties into his shoulder. In terms of feature and look, he probably fades more when you get out here and study him in the final drive. The level-eared Hampshire bear coming next, a good dark-hided, fresh bear that for a heavyweight Hampshire, I personally love his freshness of blade. I love his freshness of top. He's a little general when he gets out here, a little dry in his body, a little crusty at the top of his neck. Young man does a good job with a big scale bear here in sixth. Big, pretty, long-bodied. I like that bear's look there. You get on top of him and the bear's too straight in his hock. The bear needs more forearm, and as this young man's held on this bear, he's faded to the center part of his skeleton. Young man in 7 does a great job of driving a really good Hampshire bear 3 weeks ago. Challenge is as you fight weight, the bear's faded in terms of his freshness and muscle. 3 weeks ago, I like that bear's structure, like his build, like his design. Little Staler bear coming next in terms of his chine. Little Staler legged hog, but man, he's stout, he's wide, he's powerful. Just need to freshen him up. The final couple we have, just not the most efficient in terms of lean muscularity, long-bodied, extended, just a little dry, just a little stale out here. Good class of heavyweight Hampshires.
Let's congratulate our class winner, Lane Mazik from Minnesota, second place. Brady Boca from Iowa, third place. Casey Hunt from Colorado, fourth place. Fifth place, Ronald Bullock from Nevada. Sixth place, Creighton Hirschfeld from Nebraska. Seventh place, Tate McConnell from Oklahoma. Eighth place, Lane Gardner from California. Ninth place, Josephine Bennett from Oregon. 10th place, Cody Carr from California.
Well, what do you think, Jason?
This Hampshire show, Gilts and Barrows, the Arizona Nationals,
pretty
have been
good, man.
competitive.
Pretty good.
Really competitive. And you're a breeder like me, you know how tough it is. We'll listen to Dr. Hogue.
Up on our pedigree Hampshires that we've got out here too. Really, really good class winners. You talk about the differences between the pair. I think you study the views and you want your champion livestock to be the kind of livestock that you never have to make excuses for in any view that you have. And I really like the pair. One of them's a little more unique in terms of some areas. One of them's just ultra complete, ultra good in terms of his agility, ultra good in terms of his muscularity, shape, and freshness. Lightweight is going to be a champion hampshire. Let's congratulate this young man here.
Let's congratulate Wyatt DeBus from California. That brings you Cooper Doherty from California.
Man, I think reserve's close. And as we said in the Duroc division, you know, the champion needs to be that representative and model, in my opinion, within the breed. I think reserves, sometimes if it's kind of wide open, you can do some different things. We look at the Barrow that comes in that's second to our champion, and initially there's regions of this Barrow I love. We talked in class about his hip and his hind leg density is powerful. The challenge I have is you go from there forward, is this Barrow fresh enough and right enough at the top of his blade to be deemed a grand or reserve breed at a major stock show? You look at the heavyweight class winner, and man oh my, is this guy built from a profile captivating and very, very unique. And his blade, he comes so fresh out of the top of his shoulder. You know, we talk maybe fix a hop just a shade, maybe a little squishy footed, but he is a unique creature out here that you need to appreciate the positives. I think as I step back and ask myself at the Arizona National, which one has more of that championship caliber initial first impression, it's going to be your heavyweight class winner, be your reserve nation.
Congratulations, Lane Music from Michigan.
Couple good Hampshire Barrows there.
Yeah, no doubt. We're going to take a quick break. Mark's going to take a quick restroom break there. And, you know, Jason, pretty impressed with the Hampshire deal here. I was concerned about what we were going to have for quality here, and top end's way good.
Well, you know as well as I do how hard it is to make a good Hampshire. Maybe one of the toughest breeds to make a good Hampshire, and the firms, I mean, there's no mistake why they're on top and why they're winning, because they've been at it a long time and they know what they're doing. And
yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you, who doesn't like a belted hog?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I mean, it's hard to find somebody that doesn't like one that's belted. So, without a doubt,
which segues us into the next two breeds, which I am not familiar with.
I
understand that you have become quite the.
No, Neil Reinhardt, my partner, is the one that has become quite in-depth in the Hereford and Tamworth, and I hope he's listening. But, you know, at our county, and we show in this building, it's we have every breed. We've been lucky that our organization there's allowed us to bring all those breeds in. And, you know, these breeds today are not competitive overall, but you know what? What they are is an opportunity. They're an opportunity for young people to get a win with something, and they're progressing. They're getting better. These Herefords and these Tams, and probably especially the Tamworths are getting better. And we can call a spade there, but who knows what they really are in there. But I think they mixed them up a little, and now they're coming back and doing some pedigreed stuff, and those hogs are getting good.
Well,
I mean, they're getting better, and it gives a kid an opportunity to show him some. You know, we've got one class here with 6 heads. Somebody's going to walk away from here with a banner, and not everybody can win the champion crossbred deal. I mean, that's high water there. But
and if we remember back to last year, high selling ever Tamworth gilt, correct?
Was here.
Yeah, it was here. Yeah. World record setting. High-selling Tamworth gilt here last year, so
and to be honest, I think that family buys her back because they thought she was that valuable and needed to go back home with him. So
well, and the Tamworth deal here last year on the gilt side for sure was extremely deep and some of the better Tamworths I think I've ever seen. But looks like we got a lot of Herefords in this one. and maybe just a couple Tamworths.
Yeah, yes, I think looks like we got 2 Tams and the rest are Herefords, and we didn't have a single Tamworth gilt yesterday.
Yeah.
And so, we'll get through this deal here. Looks like we got some from a few different outfits around the country. Peyton Hill there in Oklahoma has bred a couple of these, Chris Lanham and Willis, and then we have Breeder X. I don't know who that is, at Toad Creek Farm, but that's definitely a breed that's coming around. I think they got a long ways to go, a lot of work to get there. So I'm going to take a quick break from the mic, and we're going to let Lauren and Jason talk to you. I've got to run back here to a quick meeting, and then I will be back, Jason. But we'll see if we can get through these next few classes.
We'll see if we can handle these Herefords and Tamworths.
I bet you can do it.
I bet we can do it. I will apologize if I don't know the much on the pedigree side of them, but we'll evaluate them as the hogs they are. We're going to go mute for just a little bit, and then as soon as he gets back, we'll get back on here. Well, okay, we're back with you here, and we did get a text message. Some people want us to go back through and kind of announce the winners and who they're bred by, and we'll certainly do that as we go through. We'll go back on some of those other breeds, but we'll evaluate this class right now. Looks like the first Hereford that was in the ring is 1146. That's going to be Smith Hiffiker, sorry.
Yeah,
Hilfiker. I'm butchering that. Holtville, California. It says Breeder X, sire name X. So I don't think we know much on that. We've got a 1356 out there with a Tam. 1356 is Rhett Taylor from Okama, Oklahoma, sired by Zephyr.
Did you talk about?
Nope, we got McKenna Clevenger's out there. She's another Oregon girl, bred by Chris Lanham, and sire does not list it on there.
It looks like we have 2 Tams.
We've got Abby Barber's out there from Bend, Oregon, bred by Toad Creek Farm. Sire's name is Zorro Shock Collar. It must be a shock collar son, I'm guessing. And I know this is Abby's first and her family's first shot at showing Herefords, and I think they did pretty good at getting the most out of the Herefords they got out here. Looks like we got 1324 Liberty Pinkard from Chandler, Arizona. Again, sired by Zephyr, and that's a Tam, bred by Peyton Hill. I think we missed one kid. We'll get him, but it looks like we had the Clevenger hit the scale with that Hereford, and we're weighing a Tam, and I'll get you a back number on that one here in just a minute. And then we're going to weigh another Hereford. So Smith Hilfiker is going to go on the scale. Holtville, California. And Rhett Taylor from Oklahoma, bred by Hill, sired by Zephyr, is going to hit the scale. So I think they're going to rework these 3 and go through it. I think that's a good Tam out there.
Yeah.
Sound structured. Uses that rear leg well.
Balanced.
Yep, very balanced hog. Tamworths are designed to be a little longer sided. And I think that one kind of fits the breed characteristics extremely well for what I know. And again,
They're a heritage breed, so they offer lots of more of the traditional characteristics compared to some of the others.
Again, we got the Clevenger, McKenna Clevenger from Central Point, Oregon out there, bred by Chris Lanham. I think that's a good Hereford hog. Got a really good look.
And looks like
Got a good class of 6 Tamworth and Hereford combination hogs out here to study within the breeds, and you study the two and my top end of this particular class will be Grand and Reserve within this division. I think the Barrow, your champion's just a little more appropriate in his size. I think his body shape fits his weight just a little more appropriately. And then when the Barrows drive away, he's got just a little more natural, fresh shape in his hip and stifle. We're going to use the young lady's Hooper Bear down here for champion within this particular drive. The Tamworth Bear, the Boy Scout's going to be reserved, and I think a couple weeks ago, this bear is really good. I love his feature for a Tamworth Bear. He's got a big forearm, he's got a big front foot, chest floor is good. He's a little dry middle today, and when he goes right away, just a little faded in his hip and stifle, but I think that's a high-quality Tamworth Bear that's going to be reserved here at the Arizona National. The bear that comes in third, I like this bear's freshness of shape and attractiveness up high. He's a little frail, he's a little in at his knee, want to stout his skeleton up, but the boy's done a good job of managing this bear's composition down his top line, and his rear view is really good. A stouter featured bear actually comes in fourth. I like this bear's bone, I like his foot, I like his forearm. This bear gets up underneath himself, just a little bit off of his hind leg, then he's starting to crease up with just a little condition. I thought 5 and 6 were close. I like the Hereford Bear in 5s, his size, his performance, his body, just a little plain feature down here. When you get in behind him, I thought there was just enough more hog versus our bear in 6. The Tamworth Bear in 6, really sound and attractive. This bear gets out and goes quick out here in terms of his structure and agility. Just a little narrow, just a little light muscle when he goes right away from you. A good class of Hereford Tamworths.
Let's congratulate our grand champion, first place winner, McKenna Clevenger from Oregon. Second place, Rhett Taylor from Oklahoma. Third place, Smith Hilton from California. Fourth place, Abby Barber from Oregon. Fifth place, Zachary Willis from Kansas. And sixth place, Liberty Pinkert from Arizona.
So we'll run through those again.
Race division.
Your champion Hereford and Tamworth divisions, McKenna Clevenger from Central Point, Oregon, bred by Lanham. No sire listed on that one. And the reserve goes to Rhett Taylor, Okama, Oklahoma, bred by Hill, sired by Zephyr. So we're on to the races here. Land races are coming out. This is kind of a breed that's taken off the last few years, and there's some good hogs out there. We actually put one in our herd this last year, and going to take a shot at it. So looks like one caught a scale really fast, 12:30, which is going to be Jacob Warren, bred by Otten Walters, sired by TKO. Alton Walters have really kind of blown this deal up, this land race deal over the last couple of years, and producing some of the better ones in the country right now. So we got 11:02 out there. That's going to be
is it not on there?
Raquel Madaw. Sorry, I just had a brain freeze there. From Prineville, Oregon. We know Raquel really well. Good friends with her family. Sired by Padded Wall, bred by Otten Walters also.
Coming out is Kai Typen. Is he on that list?
Yep, Kai is here. And actually it's in under Noah, but it's Kai Typen, Otten Walters Show Pigs, sired by Gotcha Covered. We got 10:01, which is going to be Braden Borden, Breeders Fugit, no rookie to the landrace breed, sired by Havoc. We got 10:68 catching a scale. That's Jordan Neugebauer, Bratton family hog, sired by Havoc. We got a 10:15. I'm not sure we talk. Oh nope, that's Typen. Sorry. So we've weighed 3. I think I missed a back number on one, but we'll see if we can get it. Nope, I got that one.
1357 is the one going in.
Is Rhett Taylor, Oklahoma, Bratton, sired by Havoc. $12.53. Young lady in the blue shirt, kind of going away from us in the back there. Sierra Rice, Fort Lupton, Colorado. And no sire listed on that one. It's like we're sending another one to the scale here. And that's the Braden Borden, bred by Fugit, sired by Havoc. It's like we've only got the one class of land races, so this is going to be your champion in this class. Also, we'll come out of this class. So one class of them, 9 entries in it. So I think he's got the ones he wanted on the scale, and he's going to rework 4 here. We'll kind of talk about him as we see him coming out. I think you got this one that hit the scale first that's unique in how extended and tall fronted that one is, and working off a big flexible hind leg.
Definitely 2 different styles of pigs out there.
There is, absolutely. Those two are, you got one's a moderate, you got one that's a bigger frame package. Here's kind of a combination hog coming out in the 1068 hog. Jordan Neugebauer from Orland, California. A Bratton hog. Kind of a combination between those first 2 that were out there. Maybe got some weight differences here too. That last one that came out is just kind of a beast, big, powerful chest floor.
Yeah. Deep-bodied.
Deep-bodied, yep. Ton of mass and power in that one. Big ribbed.
You think you can pick one yet?
I think I got my favorite, but this is another breed I do not claim to be an expert in. I got one I feel like puts a lot of pieces together out there for me. Maybe like I explained, maybe kind of a combination hog, but I'm wrong a lot. So we'll listen to Dr. Hogue because he's right a lot.
Division, I sure think an interesting set of bears, and we got a bigger, prettier one. We got some thick, wide chunkies, and I think as you evaluate each individual before you start making relative comparisons, I think the highest quality landrace bear we have is going to be champion, young man here in the blue shirt. Really like this bear as an individual. I think his foot quality, his agility, his strength of pasture, and all lend to him being the most athletic bear out here. He's attractive about his head, he's long about his neck, he's got a good clean shape about his top line. That's a high quality landrace bear. Maybe the other 2 we've got to select for reserve, they're a little thicker, they're a little stouter, a little chunkier kinds of bears. I think it gets really, really close between the pair. To me, the reserve's going to be the young man down here to my left. I like this bear's a little more coordinated, down his top line, a little fresher about his neck than what our bear is in third. I'd like to fix, maybe stabilize his ankle just a little bit, but I think that's a wide-bodied bear that's got a lot of stoutness and substance. The bear that's an EST bear in terms of width and volume is the bear that comes in third. The longer this guy drives, he kind of comes apart in his attitude. He really gets a little crusty at his neck. But I think a big stout hind leg that actually works pretty good for the volume I'm actually have. I redrove the bear in fourth. I thought this bear would be one I could work up in class. I got everybody out here and I said, let's weigh this one. This is a good lightweight landrace bear out here. And I thought, okay, pound for pound, he might be maybe the second best one. Well, you get in behind him and watch him go away. He's a little deviated in terms of his hind leg. Then you study and foot project him. He's no stronger in his front foot, nor is he any fresher about his head and neck than the two bears that precede him in class. Next young man comes out with a really big body, fleshy bear. He's a little closed up underneath, a little soft over his body wall. He's creasing up there just a shade, but a big rib, thick, wide main one. The remaining bears we've got coming out, let him roll a little quicker. Got a nice lighter weight bear here that's well presented. The challenge is when he comes at you, he's too frail. He's a little in at his knee, doesn't have enough skeleton. He's got a little bitty tail popping onto his hip there. Want to stouten his skeleton up just a shade. Got a thick, wide one here that's just a little coarse, a little cumbersome about his way of movement. Weight sorts the final pair between 8 and 9. I think 8's a little sounder, 8's a little just more practical. The bear 9's leaner, but a little quick in his step, a little dry in his middle. Good class in landrace bears.
Congratulations to Jacob Warren winning that class of landrace bears. Second, Jordan Neugebauer. Third, Rhett Taylor. Fourth, Brandon. Fifth, Remington Stevens. Sixth, Ellie Klosky. Seventh, Noah Typen. Eighth, Raquel Midoff. And ninth, Sierra Reese.
So we'll go back through the Grand and Reserve of the land race division here. Jacob Warren from Galt, California, bred by Otten Walters, sired by TKO. And Jordan Neugebauer, bred by Bratton Family, sired by Havoc. So I thought those were two pretty good hogs there at the top end. On to the Polands we are. We used to raise a few Polands, and I enjoy that breed. Looks like one. Yep, one runs out here and catches a scale pretty darn fast. Carson Mendoza from Modesto, California, sired by Fear This. He was kind of an insta pin there.
Next up is $12.99.
$12.99 is going to be Isaiah Gamez from Cushing, Oklahoma. Breeder Kelly Sheets, sired by Nailed It.
I know Kelly. He grew up about a mile from where I live.
$13.35. We missed Emily Downey from Yukon, Oklahoma, sired by Gilstrap, and bred by Gilstrap, no sire listed. I think he's weighing them all. We've only got 4 entries. Again, this will be your champion in reserve. So I think the only one we haven't talked about, and I am going to butcher her last name, Grace Vertigal from Oakdale, California. Bratton Family, sired by First Aid. I think you got a lot of similar types in this one. Compared to some of the other breeds. Maybe got one that isn't carrying quite as much mass as the other ones, but still got a lot of good Poland characteristics. I think you got one that's got a big hip, a big top, still a good looking front end.
A little taller one there in the corner.
Yep. Got one that's maybe the more balanced, kind of complete type of hog. Then you got the powerhouse coming out. Deep bodied, more moderate package, big boned for a Poland China. Just kind of a unique one in that breed.
I think each of them brings their own characteristics, but we'll see what what Dr. Hubb's gonna do.
Here in our Poland drive, I sure got 4 bears that cover the spectrum of kinds, and if you like a particular kind, I'm sure you can find it in one of these 4 Poland bears. As we try to keep the totals together, I think your champion Poland bear exemplifies that natural width of skeleton, that balance, that practical look, and I still think handles himself good on both ends of his skeleton. Got a real well-balanced show bear look about him. I think he'll fit nicely in the champion drive at the end of the day. Let's congratulate the young man here in the striped shirt on your champion Poland bear. For reserve, it comes down between the young lady in the blue and the little guy in the plaid shirt here for reserve, and you can't make 2 Poland bears any more different than what they are. You take a step off to the side and ask yourself, which one of these bears has a little more look, and then you get in behind him. And just from a basic utility standpoint, which bear is cleaner in his joints and just a little more correct in his skeletal design. Young lady's going to be reserve pulling here closest to me. With not maybe the most powerful bear in terms of his stifle muscle, but I think he's enough cleaner jointed, enough more coordinated than the little guy here in the plaid shirt. This is a real wide, thick, practical bear, just a little bulldoggy up front, a little coarse in his joints. The bear that is going to be forward, big, long-bodied, lean design bear. Out here, he's the most refined and he's the driest in his rib of the 4 options that we have within this particular class. Let's congratulate the entire polar offering that we have here for your show today.
I think that's a good one.
Congratulations, your champion polling goes to Isaiah Gomez from Cushing, Oklahoma. Reserve champion is Emily Downey from Yukon, Oklahoma. Third, Carson Mendonza from Modesto, California. And fourth, Grace Vertigal from Oakdale, California. Congratulations to those exhibitors. We'll now begin our spot show.
So champion Poland, again, is Isaiah Gamez from Cushing, Oklahoma, bred by Kelly Sheets, sired by Nailed It. And reserve is Emily Downey from Yukon, Oklahoma, bred by Gilstrap, and no sire listed on that one. We're on to the spot breed. Let me see what we got here. Switch over the pages. Looks like we've only got one class as well in the spot breed. Looks like we got 10 entries in it. So far it looks like an Oregon crew out there.
Spots are definitely a little different when they come to type and kind than some of those others.
Absolutely. So we got the Clevenger girl, Jasmine Clevenger from Central Point, Oregon. Breeders Miller. Doesn't look like they got a sire listed. Caught a pin pretty darn fast in this deal. That's a big topped, good looking spot, Barrow.
We'll get this girl in the yellow coming around the corners number here in a second.
Got another one coming to the scale here.
1249.
1249 is going to be, might have the wrong back number on. We'll figure it out. We'll get that information to you. I apologize. I don't see.
Yeah, it's not
on our sheet, and I'm not familiar with her, so I apologize. I know we got 1109s out there. That's Clara Kowalski. She's a good friend of my daughter's, and she's showing a Barrow bred by Drew Stacy, Chase Ferrer. It's an uproar sired one. We got 1110 out there, which is going to be Ellie Kowalski. Again, I apologize. Clara's is Baker Brothers, sired by Saving Grace, and Ellie's is Drew Stacy, sired by Uproar.
According to the camera, we got 1143.
1143 is Kobe Hudson from Frutia, Colorado. Nahas and Feldman Genetics, sired by Beatdown. Got 1169 right here in front of us, which is Monica Ferris, Lakeside, California. Breeder says Heather Andrea Amanda Thomas, and sired by Loudmouth. We got 1126 right there in the center. That's Catrice Lang from Oakdale, California. No breeder or sire listed on that one. Got another gentleman coming to the scale here. I don't think we've talked about him. Really kind of a robust, big robust Barrow. Just stout-headed and stout leg, big forearm.
1142.
1142 is going to be Kobe Hudson. Oh, we did talk about him. Cody Tutson from Fruita, Colorado, sired by Beatdown. So it looks like he's got 2 in this class. litter mates. Looks like Dr. Hoag's got his top end pinned there, and we'll rework them, and he's laying in some from the other end up. So we've got Jasmine Clevenger coming out first, again bred by Miller. Does not have a sire listed. It's kind of a short bodied, big stout one, got a big top in it, deep bodied. And this is the young lady that I do not have a name on, but that's a pretty good spot barrow. Maybe a little bigger package than the first one that came out. And the third one out is going to be Kobe Hudson with his spot barrow sired by Beatdown. So the young lady in the yellow shirt is going to be Mallory Yoakley from Moundville, Missouri. Frontline Genetics, sired 71. And the fourth one coming out is going to be Catrice Lang from Oakdale, California, and does not have a sire listed on that one. I think you got some individuals out here. I think it's kind of going to be where you lay your priorities in this breed and how you like to see them. I think I got one that I kind of land on that I think has got some unique parts and pieces. You got some that are a little bit more combination, some in a moderate package, some in a bigger package. So pick them how you like them in this deal. Here's Dr. Hoag.
Set of spots to sort between in our Grand Reserve spot. I think they just leave you a little more consistently and just a little safer than what our Barrow does in third. You study the Grand and Reserve options that we have out here. I think it's close because one of them's a little more neatly balanced from a profile, but then you get up on top of these hogs and you consider this as the end point. They need to be 12 o'clock and ready to roll with market hog shape and power. I think that sorts your pair of spot barrows. Your champion's the bigger, stouter, more powerful option. Young lady here in the orange, the yellow shirt is going to be champion spot. Let's congratulate her with a nice round of applause. Barrow's opened up and powerful, big in his skeleton, big in his rib, big in his back and hip. It actually takes a little longer step even than what our Barrow does, that's going to be reserved. Young lady right here is going to be your reserve spot Barrow. I like this Barrow's attractiveness in head, his spine. He's probably a little more level down his top line than what our champion is, but for no more muscle and no more weight than that Barrow's got, he's a little quick in his step off both ends of his skeleton. But I think individually that's a good Barrow, high quality design. The Barrow that comes in third from a profile, this is a contender, a good looking, big stout foot. He come at me and I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a major player. Until he goes right away. His pin set's too closed up. Then this Barrow's shape to his hock joint going down to his rear foot needs to be fixed if he's going to go up in class. I thought he was more memorable to me than what our Barrow is in four. Barrow in four is really a wide Barrow through the center part of his skeleton. I like his width out of his hip. Barrow's a little refined, and when you get right on top of him, I want to shape him just a little differently at the top of his shoulder. But a real safe, good kind of a spot Barrow needs to be out there a little farther in terms of density of skeleton. Got a lightweight spot Barrow that's really opened up in his blade. Got a nice top shape down his top line. Get in front of the Barrow. He's a little out in his forearm and elbow. Then he goes away just a little more coordinated behind. But down his top, his shape to his top is good. A little odd in his stifle joint, a little odd build up front. Got a Barrow that comes next, a little dry loin, a little stale, but tremendous feature, tremendous width and skeleton. Got to freshen him up just a shade. The Barrow that comes next, a little dry middle, a little off in his rump, but I sure think the Barrow, once again, it's got some feature and skeletal density to him. Want to open and freshen him up in the center part of his body. The Barrow that comes in 8, needs more bone, needs more stoutness. He's a little refined out here, but a well-presented, big-bodied Barrow. Just as you take him to the surface, a little nondescript. a little refined. Got a stout one here, needs to be freshened up for a lightweight spot. Our final mare, just a little high top, a little dry middle, but a mare that's got some length, some scale and extension, a high quality set of spots.
Congratulations, your champion spot was Mallory Yoakley from Missouri. Reserve champion, Jasmine Clevenger from Oregon. Third, Cody Hudson from Colorado. Fourth, Catrice Lang, California. Fifth, Kayla Toynes, Illinois. Sixth, Kobe Hudson, Colorado. Seventh, Ellie Kowalski, Oregon. Eighth, Monica Ferris, California. Ninth, Wiley Schwayback, New Mexico. 10th, Clara Kowalski, Oregon. Congratulations to those exhibitors. We'll now begin our first class of Yorkshire Mares.
So your champion in that spot breed is going to be Mallory Yoakley from Missouri, bred by Frontline Genetics, sired by 71. And your reserve is going to be Jasmine Clevenger from Central Point, Oregon, bred by Miller, and no sire listed. We're on to the Yorkshire division. If it's anything like the Gilts were yesterday, this should be fun. Looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 entries in this first class. Kind of a weight spread. We're running from 220 to 253, so we're gonna have a little bit of weight spread here.
1310 was just sent to the scale.
1310 kind of caught a scale really fast, and that's going to be Michael Resendis from Madera, California. Bowling Show Pigs bred that one. It's a gas money. Then it looks like Wayne Barnett from Newburgh, Oregon. Breeders Olson, sired by Gain Power, and that Barrow also caught a scale really fast. And Wayne's a kid that's kind of coming closer to the end of his show career, but always brings good hogs and does a good job of getting them shown. And on top of that, he's a good kid. So he's one we like to see succeed out here. Looks like 1331, which is Faith Geistwhite from Fredericksburg, Texas. No breeder, no sire on that one. She's going to walk across the scale as well. So she's the one going to weigh the biggest one in this class.
While you got a minute, tell us a little more about the Yorkshire breed and what
Well,
they have to offer.
The Yorkshire breed, has a little bit more maternal, and it's been a challenging breed over the last couple years. I think we had some faults in the Yorkshire deal. I think we are definitely working those out. We're getting them a little prettier, and we're trying to get them up on their pasterns and make them sounder, and I think we're accomplishing that. I think that's been pretty relevant over the last couple of years. We've seen some pretty tremendous individuals come out of the Yorkshire breeds. I think these top 3 in this deal that have ran across the scale are really good. The one young lady in the purple sweatshirt that's her sweater that's walking across the ring, that's a really pretty attractive one from the side. Sound and flexible off its rear too. The young man coming across, maybe kind of a shorter faced one, but still one that's got a big hip in it and deep in its side. And then you got Wayne's Barrow coming across, and that's maybe the combination between the two, wouldn't you agree?
Yep.
I think that's one that just offers a lot of look and design, but still got a bunch of power, and that's a pretty good hog there too. I think your top 3 are good.
I'd like to take the 1310 and crack her open a little more in front. Definitely each offers some unique characteristics. We got different ends of the spectrum in each one, and we'll see what Dr. Hogue wants to do.
And again, you got some weight spread. We got one that's out there that's 235. We got one that's 253, and got one that's 239. So we got a little bit of weight spread. Dr. Hogue's taking his time on this one. think it comes down to where you lay your priorities in this breed and where we're trying to make him. We'll let him explain it how he sees it. He pulled a pump fake on me, got his mic out, and then quit. So
keeps changing his mind, trying to figure out the strategy.
There's challenges. I think he got give and takes. Here he is.
Really a high quality class of Yorkshire Bears to start with out here. And you know, to me it looks like there's some apparent weight spread within the first class. We got a bear that to me looks just a little bigger and stouter than the other two. So you have to step back and say, how do you want your Yorkshires built? And I love Yorkshires, and I like to try to raise some Yorkshires at home. But I'm not judging a Yorkshire Breeding Guild show, I'm judging a Barrow show. And when you do that, I think your class winner is hard to deny out here. Young lady in the purple shirt is going to be your class winner. There's so much more power and spread in this Barrow than the Barrow that I like in second. Love his shape, love his look. He's attractive and up in his chest, and the way his neck ties into the base of his shoulder. I like that. He's a little bully necked on the top side, and then if you look at all that mass and substance up high, I want to make sure there's enough skeleton at the ground. A Barrow that I don't think's quite ready to show yet, but I love is this boy in the pink shirt. I think this Barrow in second's an incredibly good built, athletic, good structured Yorkshire Barrow. Problem is, I watch him come and go when he fits inside of our class winner in terms of width and stoutness and shape. But as an individual Yorkshire Barrow, I love the way that guy's built in second. Barrow in third goes away like a market hog should in terms of shape, pin set, and hind leg design. I like that about him. Barrow's a little crunchy headed, a little soft footed, but from their back, I think there's a lot of value in that hog there in third. Got a real immature green little Barrow coming fourth. This guy's a little refined out here to be a market hog today, but this is a high quality Yorkshire Barrow in his design, his structural integrity and build. Just needs a little more time to power up. The Barrow that comes at you like a class winner initially when the gate opens down here is the Barrow that I've gotten 5. The challenge is you're just not getting off either end comfortably enough today. A little too quick in his step. Body design wise, skull, feature, and width. I like everything about him. Just a little too short in his step. A little too awkward in his build down low. The final pair of Barrows we have, I let features sort him. This guy's a little stouter, a little wider. He's a little low set out here, a little soft in his front pasterns, but I love his width and volume. The Barrow that closes just a little greener, a little skinnier kind of Barrow that needs more time to open up, stouten up down his top line. A good set of Barrows here. Nice way to start our Yorkshire division.
Congratulate our class winner, Faith Gitzwelt from Texas. Second place, Wayne Barnett from Oregon. Third place, Michael Rendez from California. Fourth place, Marlon Long from Missouri. Fifth place, Ella Stevens from Colorado. Sixth place, Emily Wright from California. Amy Wright from California. And in seventh place, from Colorado.
So we'll cover those again. Faith Geistwhite wins that one. Fredericksburg, Texas. No breeder or sire listed on that one. Wayne Barnett from Newburgh, Oregon. Bred by Olson, sired by Gain Power, goes second in that class. On to the next class. It looks like we got weight ranges from 257 to 278, so we got a pretty good spread in this class as well. We'll see if we can catch you some names here. And we got 1119 right here in front of us, the kid in the blue shirt. $11.19 is going to be Dawson Donich from Ripon, California. Lorenzen Hog, sired by Epic.
Looks like he's already penned 1182.
1182 comes in and gets in there pretty fast.
Also, we'd like to remind our Grand Reserve winners today that we need your bio sheet.
1282 could be Ryan Atherton from Havana, Kansas. Torpedo Farms, no sire listed. We've got 1041 right here in front of us. Is going to be Madison Kelly from Tracy, California. Bred by Alton Walters, sired by Almost There. 1041, that was the same one we talked about, Madison Kelly. We got 1044 walking away from us there. It's going to be Emma Suing from Bend, Oregon. And looks like she raised that one herself and out of 50 Shades of Gray.
Another one going to the scale. Can't quite read his number though.
We'll catch the number on the one that's in the scale there now.
Ronald. Speed him up.
We love the enthusiasm of show moms. They,
what would we do without
if you
our
can
show
hear,
moms?
if you
They
can
do
hear
so
that in the
much for us.
background, we nothing like a show mom to keep us all in line. 1314 was the kid on the scale, and that looks like it's Ronald Bullock from
She was talking about.
Moapah, Nevada. Heimer, Hampshire, sired by Amped Up.
1044 also goes to the scale.
And 1044 was Emma Suing. Suing swine. So she bred that one herself, sired by 50 Shades of Gray, who I happen to know pretty well. 50 Shades was a boar we had in stud for the last couple of years, bred by Mark Gray.
Tell me a little more about what you do and maybe introduce yourself.
Well, my real job is I've got an irrigation business, but I like to lose money, so I'm in the show pig business. My guess is probably more like what it is, but we raise about 40 sows and run about 40 sows and a little boar stud. We've got several boars in stud. We're partnered with Ottenwalders on a couple boars there, and have done a great job for us. So we, like everybody else, I guess we're in it and trying to make hogs better, but we run through challenges and struggles just like anybody else. I think you got 4 hogs out here that are pretty darn good. I think you run Emma's hog is going to be your meaty beastie. We'll let him talk about it.
Here to study. I like the 2 young men's bears here at the top end of this class, and I sure think your class winner, it hits me hard in terms of his build, his athleticism, his quality that he's got from a profile, in terms of the right kind of skull, the right kind of look for a Yorkshire. For me personally, really love him from a profile. And being picky, I think it gets close when you get on top of the pair of barrows, because I like to freshen him up on the top side of his skeleton. But I love the build of this boy's barrow down here. Going to win our class out here. Really, just a neat look about him, a high quality barrow. I asked him what he weighs, because he weighs 82. You know, if there's room to play, I'd go ahead and swell his back just a little more. And if you do that, I think that's really a high quality Yorkshire barrow. Boy, it's going to be second right here with an impeccably presented, impeccably fed barrow in terms of management. Fresh, good shape, good pin set. Problem is this guy's hind leg's not good enough today. Just a little vertical in terms of the way he handles his hawk out here. I still like the way his hip is designed better than our barrow in third. Young lady's going to be third over here with a really juicy hand barrow. Got a big fresh back in him. He's a little round, a little coarse. Then he'll tuck his hind leg up underneath himself. I like the front 2/3 of the barrow. Like his muscle just a little jammed up when he goes right away. The barrow that's going to be fourth, I wanted to re-drive him because initially I thought, well, he's going to be fourth. He gets back out here, he's a little cresty, a little jammed up front. My biggest problem with this barrow that's extra wide and stout and heavy built is off of his front end. He really gets to bobbing his head, really gets to throwing his front end. I want to stabilize that if we could from their back. I love this barrow's body shape, love his volume, love his stoutness. Got a neat look and heads up, slick-throated barrow coming next. Doesn't come at you strong enough in terms of his chest width, his squareness to his knee, or his stoutness of his front leg. Barrow that comes out of 6. You like this barrow's feature and bone, a little dry when he goes away, just a little plain and nondescript in his shape. Our final barrow is a little hesitant there on his hind leg, a little rough with skin barrow, but I like his blade, I like his shape up high, just injured there in his right hind, going to be his undoing in this particular class.
Let's congratulate our class winner, Ryan F. from Kansas. Second place, Ronald Bullock from Nevada. Third place, Madison Keller from California. Fourth place, Emma Suing from Oregon. Fifth place, Dawson Donich from California. 6th place, Hannah Pinkert from Arizona. 7th place, Tyler Trulerson from California. Congratulations. We're ready for our next class to go.
So our first place was Ryan Atherton from Havana, Kansas, breeder Torpedo Farms, no sire listed. Second in that class is Ronald Bullock from Moapah, Nevada, Heimer, Hampshire, sired by Amped Up. We're on to our third class of Yorkshire Barrows here. Getting up there in some of the upper weights. Looks like we're going to run a lot of 285s in this class. So this is our final class. They're all listed at 285, which would be, for the way back side, would be the maximum weight. This is where it gets a little challenging, that you hope they all stay under that 300-pound range, which is, with the 15-pound way back, is there. So we got 1023, little gal in a pink shirt, walking away from us. Looks like that is bred by Otten Walters. Michaela Scorantino, almost there.
Look at this little girl in the red bow. She's heading to the scale.
Yep, we got Reese Sandberg from Oregon, also an Otten Walter pig, sired by Sit Tight. She showed I'm pretty sure, a littermate bear or gilt to that one that did really well yesterday as well. Got another one on the scale. We'll get his back number here in just a minute. Got 1092 right here in front of us. Which is going to be Ryan Matthews from Sutter, California. Gain Power, bred by Powerhouse Farms. I still missed the first kid that hit the scales back number, so we'll get it. Got a young lady in a vest here, is 1269, which is going to be Kaylee Lugman from Hanford, California, Small Town Genetics. Hear me now.
I think the kid in the ring is 1095 or something close to that. I was trying to read it between bars, and it looks like I did not get it right.
We'll get it. They'll rework those top ones, so we'll get those in there. $12.62 is out there in the ring. Again, an almost there, bred by Otten Walters. Oakley Trap from Tremont in Utah. $10.88's right here in front of us. I don't think we've talked about that young lady. She is Brunelli Correll from Burlington, Colorado. Sired or bred by Soco Show Pigs. That's a big country.
You have no idea.
Okay, it looks like we got Shannon back, so I will hand my mic over to Shannon.
Go ahead and finish this class.
Okay, sounds good.
Shannon's just going to enjoy watching some Yorkshire hogs for a minute.
I don't want to be pulled into another.
I just think it's fun to see where this breed's gone. I think we've picked them up off of their front ends a lot in the last year and a half or so. I think we're definitely making them prettier, and I don't think we're really sacrificing the power and stuff in some of these. I think we're still keeping enough power and shape in them. I am impressed with the Yorkshire breed right now. 1350 caught the scale as well, and that's Rhett Pursley from Locust Grove, Oklahoma. That's a Fecky hog, sired by Lup 17.
They're definitely getting smoother and cleaner in the front 1/3, which is
Absolutely.
huge improvement in the industry in the last few
Getting
years.
a bit, we haven't taken away the stoutness of skull, but we're getting a little longer faced, which I tend to lean towards and like, as long as we don't get too long and lose the stoutness. We got 1286 is also going to catch a scale, and again, we talked about we're all at 285 on this one, so we kind of cross our fingers sometimes. So 1286 is Brandon Anderson from Caney, Kansas, Torpedo Farms, no sire listed.
One time I had someone tell me that some of those shorter pigs look like they got hit with a bus in the front part.
Yeah. I still want them stout skulled, but but I like to see a little bit of length there. It just helps to make them look a little more extended out through their front end. But sometimes that shorter face also comes with a stouter and a wider made hog that has more power. So you don't want to sacrifice that to make them prettier, in my opinion.
It's definitely a bigger class to sort through than some
Yeah,
of those
he's
other
got a big
Yorkshires.
class here, and again, there's they're all listed at 285. So looks like we got another one's going to catch the scale here.
10:03.
10:03, which I'm pretty sure I know who that is. Let me check here. Oh, Brooklyn Blake, Paso Robles, California. That's a Fecky, sired by Shock Therapy, and I would say Fecky is a name that's pretty synonymous with the Yorkshire breed. There was a Yorkshire Barrow here last year that I liked a lot. Came from the Fecky firm. And that's a
High Country Barrow, wasn't he?
Yep, High Country Barrow. He was pretty stinking good. This one's on the scale is no slouch. Got a big top, big hip in him, stout made. Still got some size and extension. So I think he's gonna rework 4 here, maybe 5. Yeah, maybe gonna rework 5 here. So he'll get these. He'll work his way down and get these other ones pinned, and probably release a few kids, talk to them about their hogs, but probably get them released just for sheer numbers in this class. Not enough pins to stock them all, so he'll probably release a few. And I'm not going to say there's a bad hog out here. I think you got a big class, and I think you got a few different types and kinds, but for the most part, I see a lot of soundness and structure and look and some things we're trying to do. I think sometimes you hit those classes that you got some powerhouses in and not much else you can do. But these kids, they all work hard and they all deserve to be here. So Dr. Hoag's giving them the time that's needed to look through the hogs. One he just put in the pin is going to be Dustin Andrus, bred by Otten Walters, sired by Leaps and Bounds. That barrow may have got a little big, but he actually won down there in NJSA Western Regional, and so
We had a few leaps and bounds in the sale last night, right?
several Leaps and Bounds.
Yeah.
That's a whale of a litter. I know
Yeah.
Alton Waters have laid in a boar that's a litter mate to those, and that's been a really good litter.
Water's pretty deep in this class.
Water's really deep in this class. I'm seeing some hogs go down there in those 8th, 9th pins that would win a lot of county fairs and several state shows, I think. So get up in these upper ranges. I kind of think that's where Yorkshires need to be. I think they need to be up here in these bigger ranges. Okay, here's a young man we couldn't catch his number, 1096, Creighton Hirschfield, Beatty hog, sired by Paw Patrol. There's a hog that's got a lot of meat to him with still some good look.
Good skin and hair.
Reese Sandberg, another Oregon girl. It's a sit tight. It's, bred by Otten Walters.
So shorty, she gets mad when I call her shorty.
I believe it was, she showed a litter mate gilt yesterday that was pretty darn good, won its class.
I love her red bow.
Reese does a good job. You would not know that girl is the age she is because she shows like a very experienced showman. 1350s out there as well. We're on 2 pages here, so you gotta bear with me a little bit. But we're Rep Pursley, Locust Grove, Oklahoma. Fecky hog, sire Lup 17.
Lots of well-baled.
Then we got Brendan Anderson coming out. Looks like a Torpedo Farms. No sire listed on that one. trying to get the number on that last one that came out. Brooklyn Blake, yep, 1003. Brooklyn Blake, Paso Robles, California. Another Fecky, started by Shock Therapy.
Just coming out is.
And Michaela Scorantino's coming out with an almost there. I know that litter pretty well. We just partnered with Alton Waters on a litter mate board of that one that I think is very unique in the Yorkshire breed.
This man in the purple is 1061. He just came out as well.
1061. He's working quite a few of these. So that's another Alton Walter. That's Jeremy Nettles from Grass Valley, California. Sit tight. Got 7 of them out there. That just shows the depth of this class. Yeah, it was a big class, but that it isn't falling short in quality by any means. A lot of these pigs too, it's tough. You get up to these upper ranges and maybe they'd have been really, really good hogs 2 weeks ago, and you got to try to fight to keep them under those weight deals. And so some of them maybe get a little drier and plainer in their look and maybe showing a little age, but simply due to just timing wise. And sometimes these things explode, and Yorkshires are known for growing pretty well and fast. And
that's why they're used in commercial production a lot.
Absolutely. Yep.
It's hard to keep them fresh and looking the way that they
I think you got a lot of look and style and power in these hogs, but you do have some differences. I think you got some that may be a little taller at the point of their shoulder and a little sleeker, and then you got some that are maybe a little more powerful and got a big center body in them. Looks like they put the Scorantino hog in 7th. Is that right? Nope.
Yep.
1061.
Okay, 1061, yep. Jeremy Nettles goes into 6th. Alton Water Pig, Sit Tight's a sire. It's like 1003, which is going to be, is that Brooklyn?
Reese Sandberg goes in next, I think.
Did she? No, I think it's Brooklyn's going to go in next.
Reese Sandberg's good and Brooklyn is in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Fecky hog, Shock Therapy. Then Reese goes in with a Sit Tight, bred by Alton Walters, and they got 3 out here.
Tremendous class of Yorkshire Barrows out here. I think there's maybe 14 in this particular drive, and you know, it's tough to get any Barrow ready for a show regardless of weight, but then when you're going to make them big and heavy, you're fighting weigh-backs, you're trying to keep them together, you're hauling them maybe a great distance to get to the show. There's so many things it takes to get to, and so much luck it takes to hold them together, to get them out here and to really study. I think there's a lot of value, and if you want to say, well, I can't believe that I wasn't 3rd instead of 4th or 7th instead of 9th or whatever, I think it really can be some debatability outside your class winner. I think your class winner for me, for a heavyweight Yorkshire Barrow, fits together so well. I think he's dense in his skeleton. I think he's right in his body shape. Comes at you absolutely tremendous. He's got a Yorkshire head that I like and I really admire. Then from there back, he's built right on both ends of his skeleton. Now, he's probably not the biggest in his hip or stifle of any Barrow that we've had within your Yorkshire drive, but I do think he's the best one in terms of design and hits me very, very strong. Young man in the checkered shirt got your class-winning Yorkshire Barrow in this particular drive. Now, for 2 and 3, I think it gets close because one of these is terribly unique, and one's a little safer in my opinion. The longer they drive, I think agility, I think reach, and I think comfort level goes ahead and has the tall boy is going to be our second place bear today. This bear is really, really cool with his foot, really cool about his look and stoutness to his front end. I think he's a heavy boned Yorkshire bear that's still right and is pastured. I think he's good in his shape when he goes away, particularly up high to run with our class winner. I want to freshen him up just a nickel, but that's a big, stout, powerful bear with a really cool look. The bear that was my favorite first impression, if we only had to drive him for about a minute, would be this bear that's going to be third. I love this guy's width of blade. I love his shape. This guy's hip and stifle going away is tremendously powerful. And the problem is his hind legs within his skeleton. So when he goes away, you think he's going to be sound, he's going to be comfortable. The longer this bear drives, he ties up in his ham loin, and he just gets too quick in his step off both ends. Love his feature, love his power. That's a really, really close call. The bear that comes in fourth, his class advantage within this particular drive, he's the freshest body bear that we've got within your heavyweight Yorkshire drive. I love that about him. He's really fresh. He's really round in his rib, really good down his top line. Problem is, if you look at all the chub and the mass, he's a little small in his foot size. When he goes away, he'll tend to fade towards the lower portion of his ham. Love his body mass, love his substance. The bear that comes in five got a little tight in his skeleton out here, particularly behind. So you want to talk about a slick-headed, big back, big pin bear. You just watch that stifle joint work when he goes on a profile a little too quick in his step. The bear that comes next, I like this guy in terms of his freshness. I wanted to move him up so bad, and I look at him on the profile, a little soft-footed, but other than that, I love his strength of body. You get in behind him, and this bear will curve out in his hock and come close at the ground. The bear that comes in seventh, when you're behind him, when you're on a profile, this is a high-quality Yorkshire bear. When you get right in front of him and come at you, his blade sits too close on his rib cage. He needs more shape to his forearm. We're starting to get into some big, long-body bears that are starting to fight weight and rib. Here's a big, pretty bear 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I love this guy's design. And look, out here, he's a little tall, a little dry middle. Want to freshen him up. Got a really good bear coming out next at 9 till you get right in behind him and study his pin set. He just fades too much going away. Front half of that bear I really like. Bear needs to be sounder behind, but a moderate bear in his length of body, opened up, really stout. Got a couple bears pointing the best. That bear's a little flat-sided, a little flat-bladed, but a good-looking one. The young lady's bear, heavy-boned and muscular. This guy's not right in his hip and hind leg design. As a result, he tends to be a little uncoordinated out here. Love his bone, love his foot and feature. Great class here to study.
Let's congratulate our class winner from Oklahoma, Rhett Pursley, first place. Second place, Brendan Anderson from Kansas, third place. We had Creighton Hurstfield from Nebraska. Fourth place, Reese Sandberg from Oregon. Fifth place, Brooklyn Blake from California. Sixth place, Jeremy Nettles from California. Seventh place, Sortino from California. Eighth place, Dustin Andrus from California. Ninth place, Libby Barber from Oregon. And in 10th place, Brunel Correll from Colorado. We're ready for our final drive.
So Rhett Pursley from Locust Grove, Oklahoma wins that heavyweight class. Fecky Hogg sired by LUP 17. And then Brendan Anderson goes second in that class. Torpedo Farms doesn't have a sire listed. So now we're getting our class winners from the Yorkshire division out here to let Dr. Hogue evaluate them and decide what direction he's going to head for his overall in the Yorkshire division. Shannon's back with us now.
Yes, sir. So looks like our lightweight is Faith Geis White from Fredericksburg, Texas. We don't have a breeder on that one. That's a really neat lightweight bear there, really sound and true and gets around the ring really comfortably. Then you go to the middleweight hog there, and who's our little mate? Is
Ryan Atherton.
Yep, that's a Torpedo Farms hog.
Yep.
And then, of course, our heavyweight we just talked about, and so we'll see what Mark has to say. He's coming to the mic.
Please, for the Yorkshire exhibitors and Yorkshire breeders that have put some of these bears together. Really interesting as a judge you stand out here. And it's really an interesting situation for me to be in because I try to be a livestock evaluator, but then I'm also a breeder, then I'm also a show dad. And so you try to pacify all three of those aspects in your mind as you're trying to put a show together. And I'm trying to ask myself, if I had this bear, or if I was doing this, what would I do? What would I think as a parent of the exhibitors out here? And so really a lot of close decisions and really, I think, some close calls. Tremendous types of bears out here. And you look at our lightweight, middleweight, and heavyweight, and what I find interesting is when you get on the three bears, your champion Yorkshire bear is the freshest at the crest of his neck, down his top line, and really suits me well right out of the back of his shoulder. And you get him on the profile, and he's as comfortable and he's as balanced as any. What's most interesting about being the freshest and the most comfortable, oftentimes that doesn't come with the heaviest weight. Your heavyweight's going to be your champion today. He suits me very well.
Congratulations to Rep Persley of Oklahoma, your champion Yorkshire Barrow. Coming in from that class will be Brett Anderson from Kansas.
We'll look at reserve, and we talked our lightweight class winner, really fresh in his shape. My problem is at the ground, he's kind of built like a lightweight, just a little refined. You look at our middleweight, I love this bear's skeletal design. When a middleweight comes out, they really need to be fresh for me. He needs just a little more shape, but if he's got enough there, I think that bear's skeleton's great. We bring the flag-tailed bear that's second to our champion out here, and I mean, those are some big feet, those are some big skeletons, and yet a bear that handles himself very well. What I was curious is, when I got on top of him out here, would there be enough for a heavyweight Yorkshire bear going right away as I step in behind him, step in behind the middleweight and the lightweight? Without a doubt, for me, he's got enough. He's my second favorite, second place heavyweight for Reserve York.
Congratulations to Brendan Anderson, Reserve champion Yorkshire Barrow.
Well, Jason, what do you think?
That was a good pair. Really good pair up there at the top. I think that.
I mean, he weighs 7 in that class. So
yeah, deep class. But I think you had 2 at the top that was hard to split apart. They're good barrows both. Explain to us, Shannon, for people that don't understand, when and how will they select their overall champion barrow?
So we'll run through every breed today, and now we're through all the pures. We'll start on the crosses, and there's a gaggle of them. I mean, we're at class 18. I believe there's 32 classes. And so when we're done with the rest of those classes, we'll bring them out, and we'll pick a champion cross. Don't do the crosses in divisions. We do them all together. And that may be something with the amount of bears we've got next year. We're going to need to go to some divisions there and split this thing up just a little. It give kids another title and a little bit of an opportunity to win something. And
well, it helps your judge just keep them sorted.
Keep them sorted when you end up with, we got 34 classes. So, you end up with 17 hogs out there. It's pretty tough to sort them. Mark's capable, obviously. But anyway, we'll do that. We'll pick champion cross, then we'll bring the champion cross and all the champion pures in, pick champion, bring the second one of that breed in, and pick a reserve, and that's it.
Will you guys do the night
top 5? We do not do a top 5.
Will you do the night of champions like you've done?
Once we pick I take that back. So we're gonna. You're right. I forget. We do the grand drive all at once, but that's how we'll do our grand drive. It'll be in this barn. It'll be live on Facebook, and again, we'll bring all those breeds in. We'll run those hogs, and then we'll. I think the plan is to do the hogs first, then open up the barn, the end of the ring, bring our cattle, sheep, goats in, and choose a champion. But we have a grand drive ceremony here.
If you haven't been here, it's a lot of energy in this barn when you get all of the different breeds and their show moms in here and show dads in here, and a lot of energy. And for someone like myself, I like to just see good stock of any species. And we don't get out of the pig barn while we're here, but to get to see those champions of the cattle and the sheep and the goats get in here, it's fun. It's a fun atmosphere.
Absolutely, absolutely. So We got a long ways to go yet today, but
We have
Mark's
got
rolling through
a
them.
long ways to go.
10:42 here in yokel time.
It's like we're running the first class going to be 220s. Almost everyone's listed as a 220 in here. So we're going to run through them here. This is 10 in this class, 11 in this class it looks like. So decent sized class.
Yeah, 12.
12 in there.
Yeah, and again, Jason, these hogs are declared at 220, so they've got a way back within that 15.
Yep.
And I would tell you that on the bottom side, guys may fudge it a little on the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trying to get in and hope they can get them big enough in the 4 days they're here.
Yep, absolutely. A little different than the other weight ranges that you're trying to kind of go the other way, but
Division 2. Bears weighing between 253 and 274 pounds. Those are classes 24 through 28.
got one that caught a scale pretty fast.
The remainder of the classes 29 through 34. Bears weighing between 275 and 285 pounds.
We'll get you a back number here on this young lady, 1336. Looks like we're going to Emily Downey. I think she was in the Piers too, from Yukon, Oklahoma. Mike Clay's the breeder, nothing listed on the sire. I think in the crosses we're going to see, like most places, we're going to see more variance between them. We're going to see some hogs that got some differences, and so it'll be interesting to see how Mark Hogue kind of sorts them through, and he's going to pick the style he likes for sure.
Next one he sends to the scales, the 1089, Cheyenne Murdoch from Lakeside, Arizona. That's an Ott and Walter bred hog, sired by Straight Survivor. Cheyenne had the grand overall Barrow here 2 years ago, 2016. Excuse me. See if I can escape this show, Jason, without the barn cough.
I know I went home last year and had a couple weeks of not feeling very good. We thought it was supposed to be warm and sunny down here, Shannon. You've kind of let us down a little bit.
Sorry, Podna. Trust me, I wish so. My poor wife's up there deer hunting up in higher country in the edge of the snow, and she's probably freezing today.
We left snow at the day we left home, and it just so happened that it happened to be the week that it was going to cool down here too. So
yeah, you brought it with you. I'm going to blame it on you, dude.
Yeah. Always funny because Shannon and Jeff come up to our part of the country the end of May and June, and we're roasting, and they think it's a day off compared to the heat. So
yeah, you guys think you're dying up there.
Yeah.
It's 85 degrees, and we're like, "Ooh, man, finally, we're in air conditioning here."
I remember. Looks like we got another one catching the scale here.
Bet it starts with a 1.
1019. That's going to be Amy Wright from Hanford, California. That's a Heimer, sired by T122.
There we go. Yeah, it's been fun going up to your part of the world doing those camps.
It's made a big difference. We got a good set of kids up there, and they work really hard at it, and it's been fun over the years to be able to work with them and get them up there.
And a bunch of them are here.
Quite a few. I mean, you look around this barn, and Next Level Livestock Camps is well represented. They've had
Jeff and I counted last night. We think somewhere around 300.
That's awesome. Yep, that's phenomenal. It's such a good resource for these kids to be able to do that. And
you bet, man. He is pinning them off now, man. Wow.
He is. He's on fire. So
he is rolling.
Forgive us if we don't get you all the numbers and names read. But he's zipping through them. We'll definitely get the ones he reworked. We'll get them back when he gets them back out. We'll try to get you all
James
the names.
keeps sneaking over here by the booth. We're going to make him jump inside here one of these
pretty
times.
soon.
Yeah, right. You don't know how to talk. No habla nada. So it looks like he's just going to drive the top 3 here.
Again, you got Cheyenne Murdoch, right?
Yep, Cheyenne Murdoch. And then the 1336.
Was Emily Downey from Yukon, Oklahoma.
And a 1019.
Which was going to be Amy Wright from Hanford, California, a Heimer bred hog.
So we got a Ott and Walter hog, a Heimer hog, and what's the other young ladies down there?
Mike Clay.
Mike Clay.
Yep. I would
That's
say
a name
you're
you're starting to hear a little more is Mike Clay. Back in the business, those guys know how to raise some hogs there.
I'd say you break into this crossbred, you're really going to see what Dr. Hogue likes. I think it's he's going to pick out the ones. I think, honestly, you got 3 hogs here that kind of fit the mold. And
all kind of fit together, don't
they?
they?
Yep. I think it's a solid trio at the top end of this deal. I don't think, even at a lower weight, I don't think we're sacrificing anything here. I think you got some weight variance, I'm guessing, between them. They're listed at 220, but I'm thinking maybe you got a little weight difference. Maybe one stayed on the feed bucket a little longer. We'll let Dr. Hogue tell you.
Lightweight crosses, you gotta, to me, consider and remind yourself that this is an endpoint show, a national show, and so even in the lightweights, we want that market hog look and not a prospect drive, and I think when we do that, the hog with the most width, the hog with the most body, the hog with the most volume, the muscle, is the young lady's bear that starts our class right here, the black-headed bear with the black spot on his top. I think in terms of volume, stoutness, feature, rib, and power, he looks the most practical within this lightweight setting. I think for second and third, we got a pair of prospect bears, and my greatest fear with both of these bears is they look like they always might be a little more lightweight kind in terms of doability. I prefer that skull and the shape and the look of the young lady here with the belted bear for second. Really a neat kind of bear, and I think if we were to project him to 280, if he does flesh and keep enough heart, keep enough chest width, that bear is an interesting built devil out here, flat-backed and pretty unique in terms of his look, very current. From the side view. The bear that comes in third, I love his form, I love his chest, a level top bear, I like a good deal. I want to shape his rib differently, then go ahead and change his skull shape just a little bit. He's a little flat, a little pug-headed out here, but an interesting bear in terms of where his spine sits, his hind leg, good kind of hog. A bear that I like his body, his width, and front view that I thought initially would be one of my top 2 bears coming at me is the black bear in fourth. When he goes away, he's got a little stifle joint problem there on his right side, not handling his hind leg well enough. Front 2/3, I like a good deal. Thick, wide, moderate, and chunky are all adjectives that describe the bear in fifth. He's a little wide walking, a little wide in his stifle joint out here, but I like his thickness, like his volume, just a little low set. Very similar story to the bear going out next. Heavy boned and basic in his build, really correct kind of bear. Tough to get a look at him out here. He tended to run most of the class. I thought he was fresher than our bear that comes in 7. This guy's extra wide and stout. Breathes a little quick in his maturity through his head and skull. A little soft-footed, but man, he's wide, big top. Blue bear needs to be sounder behind. He really comes close to the ground. Front 2/3 are pretty nice in terms of his look and levelness. Fix his hind leg. As we go from there, the blue bear needs more doability to him. Our final pair of bears are a little stale, a little plain in their look and shape. Great class of lightweight bears.
First class is in Oklahoma. Second place, Cheyenne Murdoch from Arizona. Third place, Amy Wright from California. Fourth place, Oakley Trap from Utah. Fifth place, Emily Threat from Texas. Sixth place, Jose Hunt from Colorado.
Jose.
Seventh place, Jacqueline Booth from Idaho. Eighth place, Carrie Long from Missouri. Ninth place, Wyatt George from California. 10th place, Thomas Will from Kansas. We're ready for our next class of questions.
So the winner of that class is going to be Emily Downey from Yukon, Oklahoma, bred by Mike Clay. We don't have a sire on that. And Cheyenne Murdoch goes second in that class from Lakeside, Arizona, bred by Alton Waters, sired by Straight Survivor, which would be what she was. Straight Survivor? No, she didn't win with the Straight Survivor a couple years ago.
2 years ago.
So we're on to our second class, which looks like we run from a 223 to a 235.
223,
oh,
227.
No, 227. Yep, 228. Pretty close together.
First one hits the scale.
It's like a 23 maybe, or a 29. We'll have to get her number here.
That's going to be Kelly Koenig, Florence, Texas. YOI Show Pig, sired by Smack. Need some more of Kaylee's mints over here. Got the hack.
It's like maybe 14 in this class, if I can count, and I didn't even take my shoes off. So
I used my fingers, so you cheated. Yes, sir, you hit that one.
Yeah, and a little variance as they come out. I really like the fact Dr. Hogue points out that this is a market show, and this is an endpoint show, and so he's trying to pick ones that are market ready and fit the mold to go be in production. So
I like that.
Yep, absolutely. I think it's important that these guys that understand that single traits aren't everything, and we need total packages. And Dr. Hogue's about one of the best in the business, and
well, and again, what he said is right. This is a market hog show,
endpoint,
so they need to look at like a market hog.
We got 1171 catches the scale. Gonna be
that is Casey Hunt from Wiggins, Colorado. That's bred by Peaks to Prairie, sired by Wild Will. It's a boar there that's at Moyers, I think.
He's done a good job.
Done a good job. Wintex deal. Yep. I think they buy it perfect timing.
Yep. That boar's done a pretty good job. Saw some good sows and put some good pigs out there. I think they've got several Wild Will sons in stud now.
Absolutely.
You got another young man about to catch the scale. It's a solid black pig, 1162. It'll be Jace Mayring from Alliance, Nebraska, SD Genetics reroute.
Next young lady to hit the scale is a local girl, Parker, Arizona, Emma Nelson, bred by Cobb, sired by Square Deal. He follows the other one right in the scale.
And right almost out of the scale.
Man alive, that one was anxious to jump in, wasn't he?
Dr. Hogue's letting the last one out of the pen to evaluate down there, it looks like. So if he stays true to the last class, he'll throw whatever other ones he wants on the scale and get to zipping through placing them.
Yeah, Lucia Brew is the next one to come in.
Be bred by Cobb, sired by Bear 42.
Her dad buys the champion gilt there last night, I think, for $26,000.
That gilt was rather impressive.
She is beautiful.
Yes, she
absolutely
is.
Beautiful.
So many points that she's good at.
Pretty hard to pick that
without
one apart.
Any holes. You know what I mean?
Pretty hard to pick that one apart.
Absolutely. She just does
plays,
so many things
anywhere.
right. So many things right.
Yeah.
She still had the look. She had the power. She had the bone. Still looks like she goes home and makes a sow. A lot of good things right there. I don't know were you doing the gilt show commentating yesterday, Shannon?
I've done it all.
Yeah. So I would say Wedding Blues was something that you got pretty familiar saying yesterday.
Two common statements we had yesterday was Wedding Blues and Dirty Secret.
Yeah, exactly. So
kind of funny you say those two together, huh? Dirty Secret and the Wedding Blues.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucia Abreu had that bear is not wanting to go in the scale, so she's going to make another loop round.
We're going to do 1224 caught a scale as well.
I'm going to say that's just
Tyler Trulson from Santa Margarita, California, Desert Show Pig, sired by Wedding Night.
1224.
Which would be.
I don't have that on my sheet.
You must not have that on your sheet.
I'm old school.
Right there.
Am I on the wrong class? Yeah, I'm getting ahead of you, buddy.
Wow, we're going to have to keep Shannon straight here.
Wedding Night, huh? Never heard of that one.
It's probably because your wife's gone.
Yeah, it is. Well,
if she was here, you would be in shape.
Yep, that's right.
There's no two ways about
Somebody got to keep me in line.
Yes, indeed. So Wedding Night, of course, is going to be Wedding Blues' dad.
That boar has done an incredible
for a boar that
job.
was destined to be a Barrow. He has done
Incredible.
tremendously well.
His sons, I mean,
My daughter showed a wedding blues gilt last year that we thought was maybe one of the best ones we've had her run, and we're pretty excited to get a January litter out of her.
Joanne Antonick, please come to the announcer's stand.
They're going to chase this Barrow around. He's got a little stage fright getting on the scale.
you know, we had one do that yesterday. One of the gilts that sold or showed yesterday got boogered like that, and I mean that thing wanted nothing to do with anybody. We're trying to get a champion picture, blew up, went behind the pins, just got rattled, and they do that sometimes. This
Could
Barrow,
be he knows he might go over, and this is how he's on his exercise program here.
Yeah, this Barrow here, I mean, you look in his eye. He just got
He's
rattled.
spooked.
He was showing
Spooked.
great, doing
Yep.
fine, and boy, all of a sudden he has had enough.
You've been around pigs long enough, you know exactly what we're talking about. Here he comes.
Here he
He's
comes.
on. They got him.
And Mark catches
Hey,
him.
Dr. Hogue on the
We just
scale.
needed Mark to catch him.
Dr. Hogue was on the scale.
Fleet of foot, that Barrow is.
He's probably run a squeeze chute every now and then, I'm imagining, in his life.
Yeah, or everything else. I'd say he's probably the guy in the country that I don't know of anyone else, and maybe his dad, that he can judge a major stock show and in all four species.
Absolutely. Yep.
Pretty incredible.
Yep. He's good to listen to, and
we're excited to have
hard
him
to
here.
argue with, because he's usually right.
He's the man. I think our judges we've had here have been incredibly good. Brad Mabry, were you guys here and watch showmanship?
Oh, yeah. Yep,
he was
definitely.
Very animated.
Maybe not a name we
little
all knew.
different. No.
But very pleasant to listen to on the mic, and seemed like he's really passionate about this. And
did things a little different than we're used to.
yeah, I visited with him up in the stands the next day, and he's pretty involved in the Iowa show circuit, and very passionate about it.
Absolutely.
1252, who was that, Shannon?
Emma Nelson. That's the Parker girl there. That's a cob-bred hog.
Okay. She's
Square
out here
deal.
with that kind of wild belted one.
Here comes I think that's the wedding night hog that comes out there next, huh?
I think this is Kelly Koning, isn't it? The 1229 right here in the vest.
It is.
Again, that's an a YOY show pig sired by Smack.
Yeah, this 1224 is the one that I think
That's the wedding night.
That's the
Yep.
wedding night hog.
Yep.
In your ring there, that's a desert show
Got
pig.
1171. Did we do that one? That's the Wild Will one from Peaks to Prairie. Looks like the breeder from Wiggins, Colorado. And of course, the Barrow one that was the scale escapee is going to be bred by Cobb, sired by Bear 42.
Wedding night hog goes up.
Going to go in 6th. Looks like the 1252 is going to go in next, which got 3 hogs left out here. Got 2 cobs, don't we?
No, I don't think so. That one just goes
Yep,
away.
Yep, just
so
put
we
one
got
cob away. Got 1 cob, a Bear 42. Got the 1229 hog again, which was the YOY show pigs, sired by Smack. That's one that's deep bellied.
Yeah, 1171's the third one there. Which one was that one? That's the Wild Will hog.
Yep, Wild Will, Peaks to Prairie is
So
the breeder
here's
on
Mark.
that.
Interesting class to put together, particularly once we got all the top 6 actually corralled on the scale. And through the scale, I'll describe the differences to you that I see out here. And I do think it's close as we go through this particular set. The pair of bears are going to be 1 and 2, or the belt and the leopard or light colored cheetah printed bear out here. And I think as you wish to put those 2 together, you can discuss the differences. To me, for a lightweight bear, the more genuine bear in his form, his foot, his throat line, and his definition, our class winner is going to be the belted bear. Against the fence over here, the young lady's got. I love this bear's feature, love his strength, and love his power. And if we were to project him just to a little bigger, stouter, heavier weight, I think he will always People always offer just a little more to him. I really love the basic utility of the young lady's barrel over here in second. Nothing major wrong with it, but yet at the same token, you study his skull, you study his form, shape, just a little more marginal there in terms of density, but a well-presented, well-driven bear, I like a good deal. What's the most interesting bear in class is the bear that's going to be third. We couldn't get him on the scale, and this is my favorite bear from a profile. He has the look that I like. He has the look that I migrate towards in terms of that, the skull, the spine, the hip, the hind leg, and the feature. Problem is when he comes and goes at you, he fits inside those other two. And if he ever responds, the vitamin P and the additives that we can feed him, I think that bear's pedigree would be interesting to know because I love how he's put together. Maybe a wider body bear comes in 4, extra stout, extra thick bladed. This guy's a little squishy on all 4 feet, and he's a little wide there in his hump when he goes, but I like this bear's moderation of length. I like his upper rib shape quite well, changing at the ground in terms of his running gear. Front half of the black bear coming next. Big skull, big blade, big form. Got a groove down his top. I like that. He needs a different set of rear wheels in terms of just his ability to set down, plant, and drive a little more comfortably. For a lightweight bear, I want the leopard printed bear here coming next to come at me fresher. About his head, come at me fresher at his knee there. But I think a big rig dog that's got his design right. Got a pretty good hind leg set in him. Just a little stale today. Big, pretty well presented bear comes in 7. This guy's too refined and too narrow as we take him to the lower part of his skeleton. Love him up high. Want to make sure the carpet matches the drapes there in terms of stoutness and feature. Got a black bear coming next. A little ducked up underneath himself, but a really, really good shake bear up high. As we go down to the remainder of the class, these are moderate, thick, heavy bone bears, but they look a little low set. They look a little piecey out here to me. They didn't balance as well as the upper end of the class. Nice set of bears here once again.
Let's congratulate our winner. Colorado, second place, Kelly Coing from Texas. Third place, Lucia Abreu from California. Fourth place, Emma Nelson from Arizona. Fifth place, Chase Mering from Nebraska. Sixth place, Tyler Truison from California. Seventh place, Isaiah Gomez from Oklahoma. Eighth place, Allison Taylor from Idaho. Ninth place, Blake Eller from Iowa. 10th place, Marlena Long from Missouri. Congratulations, we're ready for our next class, class 20 pro carpet.
So Casey Hunt wins that one. Wiggins, Colorado, Peaks to Prairie's the breeder, sired by Wild Will. And Kelly Koenig, Florence, Texas, YOY Show Pigs, sired by Smack, goes second in that class.
The carpet matches the drape. I wonder how long it was going to take to get that term out there. It was coming.
Well, the first time I heard him say it, I said only Dr. Hogue could get away with that.
Yeah, I think we talked about that.
We got a 10-16 that jumped a scale very fast. That's going to be Kai Typen, bred by Otten Walters. It's actually listed under Noah, but sired by Out of Line. And Out of Line's another board that's done a good job there for that firm.
34.
Got another one running on the scale now, 1086. That's going to be Brunelli Coyle from Burlington, Colorado. Soko Show Pigs. First Kiss is the sire on that one.
Yep, I know that young lady. She's been to camp. Awesome family.
How do you pronounce it, Shannon?
Brindley,
sorry. I screwed it up.
It's all right.
1037's catching a scale.
That's Paige Vieira.
It's not all right. Some of these little girls might come over here and smack me around.
Yeah, she's pretty good, and her dad's a good dude.
1037, is that on? Oh, there we go. Paige Vieira.
Yep.
Maxwell, California, bred by Otten Walter, sired by Straight Survivor.
This young lady's been to camp too. Paige has, and they're in Calusa.
You can always tell these kids when she gets in front of the scale and calls it like a dog, and that barrel comes right walking to her.
Spend a little time with that one.
Spend a little time with that one. These kids don't end up in the top end with good stock by not trying.
No,
They work hard at it.
They don't sit in the pen and get thrown a scoop of feed once a day.
That's a fun barrow. He's got a big top in him. Good look. So he's got 3 pinned up. What are our weight ranges on this class? We're looks like I see a 235. Might be the top end of the deal. 230 to 235.
I think you're on the wrong page, Chief. No?
Nope. 230 to 235. I think that's where we're at.
You're right.
See? Your wife's gone.
I'm wrong again, dude.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
Well, first pig show.
Easy, Jay. Years ago, I was just teasing somebody. Anyway, yeah, this steel's terminal. Yep, they got to die. You can steal all you want, James. As long as you don't like, as long as you like going to Tent City. That's where you lock criminals up in this state. Close.
It's like maybe 1149. Catches a scale. Brenna Bell. Double take show pig. She's from Midland, Texas. Sired by Simon. I think he's got 4 that he wants to rework here, maybe. 4 he sent to the scale anyways. Got the rest kind of placed down, and he'll bring these top 4 out. Here's this blue hog registered under Noah typing. It looks like Kai's showing it, but caught a pin about as fast as he walked in the ring. Bred by Alton Walters, sired by Adeline, another Oregon kid, Klamath Falls, Oregon. His family has become no stranger to winning at big shows, so they do a really good job, and they're going to school down there around Colusa and helping out on the farm there at Alton Walters too. So second one coming out was our 1086 entry. Let me flip pages here. 1086 was going to be now I'm pulling a Shannon. I got a little lost there. 1086 is going to be that Brunel Coral, Burlington, Colorado. SoCo Show Pigs breeds that one. First Kiss is the sire.
Sorry, my vet was texting me. We had a cow calving at home, heifer calving at home, and nobody's there today, of course. So my guys called and said, "Hey, heifer's having a calf. What do we do?" And of course, that's another set of twins. That's 4 twins this fall.
Good or bad?
Not good.
It makes it rough, doesn't it?
No, not good.
1037 is going to be Paige Vieira's out there with the Alton Water Pig, straight survivor. And 1149, did we talk about her? That was the Brenna Bell from Midland, Texas. Double take show pigs, sired by Simon, and she went into the 4th hole.
I'm going to jinx him, but I love the blue Adeline Barrow. That is my kind of hog right
that's
there.
a good pig.
Wow.
Flexible, sound, not extreme in any one area, but complete and balanced in all the rest.
I think you're going to see Adeline be a boar that sires a lot of winning barrows. He is a barrow sire for sure.
He is definitely a barrow sire.
Lots of power.
He'll make
whip.
them boxy and good ribbed and
beautiful from the side.
I think 3 of my first 4 litters are going to be Adeline litters come January.
Here's Mark.
As the judge gets into their groove within a day, to be honest with you, I could just sit out here and study these 3 barrows at the top end of this class, just out of pure joy for just studying good livestock. So I was out here and I was watching your class winner just stroll back and forth and admiring all of the quality that this barrow possesses, and all of a sudden I reminded myself we still have a lot of show to go through, so I better keep the pace and get to going with what we're doing. we got three great bears out here. I think we got a pair of show bears, and I think we got a breeding bear that's going to end up in third, in my opinion. We look at the two show bears that are a little neater hip, a little neater in their ham loin, and just really, really impeccably presented out here. You watch them come at you, and you study their form and their pastern strength up front with really an impeccable design. I really like this blue bear to start this particular class. He is dressed to go to the big show in terms of hair, skin, presentation. That bear going away, and his inset, the shape to his ham, and then from there forward, I think that bear is so proportional, so balanced, everything fits, and I think a true athlete, both coming and going. Who's most like him out here? A bear that's big and puffy up high is the young lady in the red shirt. It's going to be second today. And this bear's got the same hip. He's got the same hind leg design. My problem is with as much puff as he's got up high, you take him down low, he doesn't match quite as good as our class winner. The breeding bear is going to be in third today. This guy's a big form, big back, stout skull bear. I like the value of this hog tremendously good. The problem is he's a little tied up at his ham loin. Then if you study the shape of his ham and where his hock sits behind, I don't feel as comfortable with his hind leg nor rear pastern design as when I do our top pair. As a result, he's in third. Got a heads up. Tall fronted bear coming next in fourth. This guy's a little straight in his knee, a little forward in his forearm. I don't see quite the front foot size in him that I do those three bears that preceding. Got a rear view of a bear here in five that I like a good deal. Big in his hip, big in his ham. Doesn't come at you as good in terms of his knee squareness. He's a little drier in the base of his skeleton relative to the power up high. Love the design, the look, the length, the pattern of this bear that comes in sixth. He's just a little dry in terms of his midsection. Needs more muscle when you get right on top of him. The black bear, extra wide and stout, a little closed up underneath and a little tight in terms of his skeleton. From there down, we get into a couple bears that need more to them. We got kind of a rough skin bear in 10 that's a blown flank. Need to clean that up. Then a pair of thick and chunkies in 11 and 12 that need to be a little sharper headed, need to be a little nicer looking. Great class of crosses. Let's put our hands together for all the efforts of those young people in a great class.
Our class winner of Noah Tapp from Oregon. Second place, Paige Vera from California.
Do it.
Third